Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SaveState podcast. Joining us today, we've got Matt from Digital Jedi Gaming. We have got, it's Alex today. That's boring. Alex from Too Loud Tech. I'm Michael from Retro Lunch. And special guest today, we've got Rudy from Baldly Rudy. Rudy, thank you again for joining us.
Definitely, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, we've got a lot to talk about today, but the first thing I want to go through is what's everybody doing this week? Matt, you're up in the top right corner, so I choose you in blue, apparently. It's your background.
I actually have been gaming a little bit, by a little bit, a lot of bit. I was doing Game of the Week. Game of the Week for RH was Alien Hominid on GameCube. Mm-hmm. Alien Hominid is one of my absolute all-time favorite platformers, so love it. Sucks playing it a little bit on GameCube because there's no cheats, so that kind of blows a little bit. So the game is super hard with no cheats, right? You know, I can't play without a cheat. And I also been getting ready, man. There's so many awesome devices coming, so I'm kind of getting ready, kind of going through and getting a little bit of guilt because you know I had a bunch of devices and I realized that some of them were collecting dust, so I've been kind of moving some stuff around and kind of 3D printed parts to bring life into other stuff.
Raking yards and cleaning out gutters and just
pretty much, yeah. And been still playing a lot on the Heligali Action Pi. I freaking love this thing. It's a blast. And yeah, man, that's just pretty much it. Other than that, and I'm a big dork, but I'm already in Halloween mode, so I'm getting ready.
Heck yeah. Costco's already in Halloween mode. That's what they've all got their decorations up since last month.
Oh yeah. I'm putting some up this weekend.
I'm not a big Christmas shouldn't start, before Halloween guy, but I swear it gets sooner. Like it's already Christmas crap going on. The sun is still out. I don't cannot put Christmas stuff up and the sun is still out.
I don't have a problem with it. I'd have them both up right now if my wife let me.
All right, Rudy, coming to you next. What's the past week been like for you?
Silk Song, literally Silk Song. Nothing but Silk Song. Like I'm so far. I don't even know how many hours am I into it. I think I'm like maybe 20, 25 hours, and I've just been loving it, man. Like the difficulty, I'm okay with it. I enjoy it. Maybe I'm a masochist. I don't know. But I freaking love it, man. It's been amazing. And I've been playing kind of on my Steamdeck, but also like on my PC. I've got like this 30, I don't even know how big it is, 32 inches maybe, like this OLED monitor that's here. So I'm just like, have at it, man. It's absolutely beautiful. But I can see why people complain about it because it's super hard compared to like the original, but I'm okay with it.
So Gavin, my 16-year-old, I walked in from work and I seen him and he was playing. And I said, you still haven't finished that game yet? He's like, Dad, how long did you last? An hour before you gave up? I'm like, that's true. And he's like, go back to your bootleg Borderlands 4. I'm like, I'll still pay for your stuff, man. I'll knock you out. He's like, all right, close the door on the way out, old man. I'm like, you're a jerk.
Oh, all I heard you saying that you walked in on your son playing and then asked you, well, how long did you last?
Silk Song, you jerk. Silk Song, you jerk. And I didn't mention it earlier. Borderlands 4 is a blast if you haven't tried it yet.
Yeah,
Tons of fun.
That is new. That is out. We'll get to that later. I really want to hear your thoughts about the frame rate on that because there's been some stuff.
Yes.
There's been a lot of talks about the Borderlands 4.
All right.
You have
good.
You have to ask the guy next to me. The other guy, the better looking guy than me. He's the smart one. I'm the good looking one. I don't care about that stuff. If I could play the game and I have fun, that's all I care about, dude.
All right. We did Pokemon Blue. We did Pokemon Orange. We're gonna go down here to the corner to Pokemon Red. All right. Alex, Too Loud. What's past week been like?
Yeah. So not much, man. Not much and a lot at the same time, I guess. Just life, dude. Just really, really busy, man. I got so many kids. They've kept me occupied this week. So that's been it, man. I tried to play some games. I played a little bit of Bonanza. Played a little Bonanza. I've been playing Mario 3D World with my daughter. And some Destiny Rising. And I wiped out my computer, so that was super fun. Yeah, and got to
happened?
start
What did
all
you
over
do?
with everything. So
Did you go to a
but I
website
have
and download a thing that you weren't supposed to download?
no. I just had a small drive in for my C drive, and I wasn't feeling that anymore, so I just swapped it out. And so I just got tired of always having to delete something to get an update or something. And I was like, no, we can't do this anymore. So I put a bigger drive in there. But besides gaming, I've been messing around a lot with offline large language models and AI stuff. And that's been super fun. And just so mind blown on how far this stuff has gotten so quick. And so, really quick, just not to throw everything off, but I was really anti AI in the beginning, and but I realized over time it's one of those things. It's like BlackBerry when Android and iPhone was introduced, right? And if you don't keep moving with the time, like you'll get lost, right? And so AI is a tool. Use it.
Yep.
Use it because everybody else is going to use it, and if you don't, you will be left behind. So,
bro, you're preaching to the choir right now, because I'm actually in the middle of working on a video about offline AI right now, and I've just been like messing with it. Yeah. Everything that I'm doing is mainly through LM Studio, but I'm messing out with
I'm using LM Studio as well. Yeah,
dude, fantastic. And like I'm sitting there like downloading different models, trying out different things, and like just poking and prodding and just seeing what I can go ahead and do with it. And it's kind of mind-blowing. Like I went to a business conference a few weeks ago, and like the way that they broke it down, it's like, imagine like we have YouTube channels, right? Imagine getting all of like the data from the analytics, popping it into the AI and being like, okay, tell me what's working, what's not working, how can I improve, how can I get better, at everything that I'm doing. And it'll just be like, okay, well, based off of the data that you've given me, like 50, 60 pages of random numbers, this is what this means.
It's going to analyze that data better than we ever could, and it's really going to give you some good point. So actually, I was on a trip with my brother, and he asked Grok, because that's his AI flavor of choice. There's flavors to this, right? So Grok is his flavor of choice, and he asked Grok like, "Hey, what's the best barbecue in KC, in Kansas City?" And so Grok gave him the best three, and the top one, Grok was like, "You're gonna do yourself a major injustice not going there. Order this." It tells you specifically what to order, size, everything, and it's just amazing, dude. So we're actually going back up to KC tomorrow. Quick note: my brother bought a 26 Model Y, so we're going to go pick that up tomorrow, and the new Model Ys, I don't know if they did it with all of them, but they have Grok built in to the infotainment system.
Cool.
So
you might see me in my a little bit later, but yeah, it's I haven't messed around with it too much, because that car is so automated. When it first came out, I closed my driver's side door and it dropped the trunk, on my wife's head. There was just a little bit like it's a little bit too aggressive in terms of what it can do and what it can't do. And so I'm almost afraid if I talk to the AI, it's gonna start automating more things, and it scares me.
So let me ask you guys. So everybody knows, right? I'm not as bright as you guys are. I'm here because I'm freaking good looking, so we don't got to worry about that. But like with these offline AIs, when you guys are working on these projects and you download the language models and you do that, where does the AI get the AI, so to speak, from? Is it something that's part of the language model that you download, or is it something that's pre-programmed with the AI? Like, so if how in depth or how smart do you have to be to play with something like this on your own?
You just download. You open it up and you select models.
You don't have to be.
And
it just goes.
Yeah.
So it's just like using one of the online ones. Just
like the one that me and Rudy are talking about, the LM Studio. It's super point and click, dude. Like you get in there, you download you go to the website, the lmstudio.ai, you download the program. The program is basically like a front end. That's how I would say it. Because other than that, you would be accessing it through your terminal emulator, which a lot of people are probably not going to be more comfortable with. So I would say, get LM Studio. You go into LM Studio. It actually has like its preference of language for you to first download. which I didn't go with. I went with my own. But like, bro, you can't go. There's so many to choose. There's an ocean of them. It's so vast, and there's so many different builds, and there's versions and variants, and like it's just different distributions from different people who are using different data sets and things like that. So there's uncensored ones. There's all types of them, man. And there's one like Llama. I think it's Llama 3. Llama 3 was trained on like 127,000 novels and has read Wikipedia 2,500 times. So you could ask it anything, Wikipedia or about a book. Hey, give me a description. I tried it. Like, hey, give me a description of a James Patterson, Alex Cross book. And it'll break it down and tell me all about it. And super cool, dude. And like, you could ask it like, hey, what's a nice place to vacation in the Midwest? And it'll tell you like, hey, remember me and call me by this name. And Big Daddy Warbucks, like whatever you want to call yourself, dude. And like it'll call you that. It's pretty cool, dude. So it's fun. It's not hard to get into. I think the more difficult thing about it is if you wanted to get into training your own language models and things like that. That's where you're going to get into more. You're going to have to understand a little bit more of code but as far as just utilizing the sets that are out there, it's a breeze, dude. It's like downloading a program on your computer. If you're downloading ROMs and doing all these on your handhelds, you could totally download a language model and run it out of LM Studio.
So you had to go through all that and set it up to find somebody to call you Big Daddy? That's what I got out of it.
No. Oh, that's what you got out of it.
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Well,
anyway, we're moving on.
I didn't say that I had it call me that.
Yeah. No, we're
say if that's what you wanted to call you.
All right. So for my week, what I got is, anybody remember this guy?
Oh my gosh, I have one downstairs.
Rob made everybody buy for $30. Yeah. So I kept making fun of him for it, and then I eventually cracked it open. I followed his steps. I got it to work, but there's still something missing. It's locked to Android 8. I need 10 because I have a goal with this thing, and I'm gonna hopefully put out a video eventually if I can get it to work. Which is like, does anybody like Emulation Station Desktop Edition?
I could use it.
Yeah. Do you like the screensaver on it?
Yeah.
I just want the screensaver running 24/7. It's just up. It's just on this, and it's playing, and like.
Oh, that's gonna kill your battery.
There's no battery on it, so like I got it unplugged right now, but it's just a barrel jack connector. Yeah. So it's just like in the same way that Matt, you got that like Govee light thing in your background. I want that, but it's just running ESDE screensaver.
Can you root it? Can you like root it and maybe put a different Android ROM on it, like a more up-to-date Android ROM?
But
it's only got like 4 gigs of storage in it or something.
No, but that's
okay. Get you like a clean vanilla AOSP or something like that. Android 10, you could probably push it up a little further to 12 or something. But if you only need 10,
10's all I need.
Pretty sure. Where there's a will, there's a way. Android is good for that.
So the can we talk about the shrug and the to ESDE, Rudy? The hell, it's the greatest front end ever made.
If you're a PC handheld guy, ESDE is just another program, right?
Yeah, it's just another program, man.
I get it.
The way that I see it is just like, it's cool. Like I feel how can I say this? I'm an equal opportunity gamer. I play everything, man. I try to be as non-biased as I can with all that stuff. Obviously, I have preferences, but ESDE it's solid. I'm not complaining about it. But I'm also like, if something else comes, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out as well.
So you don't have a favorite like front end? I know Tulab doesn't like to use front ends at all because he's a weirdo. So
who doesn't like to use front ends?
Tulab.
Really?
No. Yeah. See.
You just like the. Okay. So what do you do? Do you just?
I mean, if we're talking about Android, right? Like I would assume, right? Like Android, I use Nova Launcher. I use Nova Launcher, make a couple folders with my emulators there.
And my condolences for your loss.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean I've tried them all. I've tried ESDE. My favorite one has been discontinued for a long time. My favorite one was Dig.
Oh man,
I liked Dig a lot. Yeah, and but after Dig, I tried Digishow. I felt like whatever. It was whatever. ESDE was extra whatever.
Like Dig. Like the other one that Console Launcher is kind of like Dig, but I think Console Launcher is from it.
I haven't tried Console Launcher actually. I haven't. Yeah. I did try. I did mess around a little bit with the Retroid launcher. And like on the classic, I don't mind that one. It's not bad. And then on a device small like the classic, where I'm not gonna be like goofing off doing all kind of other stuff on it, I'm just gonna use it for gaming basically. I don't mind it. But the thing is, for me, I'm everywhere. Like I don't want, if it's an Android device and it's capable, I'm gonna use it for way more than just retro games. I'm gonna use it for retro games, for streaming, for shopping on Amazon, for everything, dude. So I don't want to have a front end right here, dude. I want it just to be Android. That's it. And same thing with my Windows. Like everybody's like, oh, the game Xbox experience front end and the Steam OS big picture. I'm just regular Windows, man. I point and click and go to what I want. It doesn't bother me. I'm retired, and I've been retired for a long time. I have time today, dude. So I don't mind. I'm not in a rush. I'm not rushing to get in the game. Time to game has little importance to me. Like, whatever.
I love how you pretty up unemployed by calling it retired.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
I love consoleizing these devices where I like ESD, but I have to agree with you. Like, unless you're playing like retro games or emulation systems, like launching apps from ESD is kind of lousy. Launching a browser from ESD, like launching anything except for the game the system is trying to emulate, is a bad experience.
So, funny enough, I love ESD. It's my favorite by a mile. And I don't have it as my home launcher on any of my Android devices, and I don't know why. Because I'm not like too loud. Like I don't use any of my Android devices to surf the web or do anything. I just game on them. That's all I use them for, is to game on them. And it would make sense that I would have ESD as my home launcher, and I don't. I mean, the only thing I do outside of ESD is launch my Android games, and that's about it. I mean, and I can do it in ESD. I just don't like how the box art looks for the Android stuff. I'm a little bit weird about that kind of stuff. But that's interesting.
That experience is poor, but yeah. Just the scraper for it.
I mean, but I'm the same person who, like, on a Linux handheld, I didn't like Miyoo OS for the longest because I felt like a giant file explorer. It's like, where's my front end? I need my front end.
Why isn't it pretty?
That's really funny.
No, 100%. I don't want this thing just graphical text interface. Like, no, man.
I still love MIUI, but I think I love MIUI in theory, and then in practice, I'm like, I need pictures. I need to feel the nostalgia.
Box art.
That's so funny.
Yep.
You brought up Nova, and I know they were saying sorry for your losses. You hadn't seen. We were just talking about this before. So they're discontinuing the project. The guy who created Kevin Berriman, he sold the company. When he sold the company, they had an agreement that if he ever stepped out of the project, that they were going to make it open source, and he decided to step away. And I guess now the company told him, no, don't make it open source now. But Tula was saying that he thought he read somewhere that it was in his contract that he was allowed to make it open source. So I'm curious to see where that goes, because for a lot of people, me included, that is the front end launcher. We were talking about this before, and Rudy was saying that it's Android is real basic and it's real simple to customize, and I agree. But like, I feel like some of these things, like immediately the first thing I think of is the A1 Unicorn, the ZPG one. Did you guys ever have your hands on that thing?
No,
outside the box, okay. And when you take it out the box, the stock Android that was on there was janky as all get out, man. I mean, and it was just it needed something like Nova Launcher. And to get Nova Launcher, you had to go through hell because the thing wasn't verified or nothing. So you had to either sideload Nova Launcher or something like that. And that's kind of my thought. Like, I feel like Nova Launcher kind of makes everything a pretty straightforward experience. And so even on my Odins and stuff, I use it. So, and it's interesting. I'm curious to see where that goes. And I think it would have been great if he was able to open source it and give it to the community and see what they do with it. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess, at this point, So gotta wait for Rudy to make a new one.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't got time for that, man. But I don't understand why it wouldn't be open source to begin with. Like, I mean, at that point, if you're like shutting it down and you no longer want to go ahead and do it, it's like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Please give it to the community that's been wanting to do something with this.
I don't see what the benefit is to the company. planning on not doing anything with it to just open source it. I mean,
I just wonder what is going to be for those of us who like we bought it. Like we should still be able to download and use it up to the point to where it doesn't get updates anymore. You know, because I purchased premium. I've been using Nova Launcher for a decade probably.
It's been there for a hot minute, man.
It's been around for a long time, and I've never found another launcher that I prefer. I literally have like a JSON file or something that has my whole profile set exactly. So when I get a new device, put Nova on there, I import this file and it sets it up exactly how I have my other devices set up. So everything is just memory. I know all my tabs. I mean, all of my apps are on the front side. I don't really use a launcher bar. I don't, so I don't know. I think that I did read somewhere that, he had a clause with the company that if he had left the company, he would be allowed to open source it. So I don't know if that like Matt was saying to me earlier, like maybe it was a word of mouth agreement and not written agreement, which I would think would be really stupid. Like you're making this deal, you don't trust anybody in business. It's just the way it is. If you don't have it in paperwork, you don't have it at all. And
yeah, that's true.
But I'm not really surprised either. Like if the company decided like just to not do anything with it, because there's so many of these big companies that they buy these smaller programs and applications and never have an intention to use it. Their intention pretty much from the get-go is to shelf it. They're just waiting for it to die out so they could shelf it. They'll probably take a couple elements from it, a couple pieces of code to use it in whatever they're working on, and that thing will just get shelved and forgotten. So it's a sucky way of tech in the industry, but it's a norm. It's become a norm.
But some of it's just how cheap the company is. So keep in mind, like I will always play devil's advocate, but sometimes open sourcing a project, depending upon the state of that project, is not free. Right, depending upon the state of the project, it may include other, code which they're not supposed to use or not supposed to deploy. Right, sometimes you get access to somebody else's code, which is actually like you paid or you licensed for it. You can't release that. You could have secrets buried inside of the code, certificates, things like that. So you can't just dump it out the way that it is. And then also properly open sourcing something means that you're setting it up with the right tool chain so that you can download it and then build it. And sometimes even that is some internal process which they don't want to release because it's their internal system. So I get that there is a cost associated with it. I just think that the value of that project is so significant that, if the original author had the intention to open source it, I would like to believe that some of that legwork was already done. Way to start us off on a bummer, Matt. Good job.
That was too loud.
Yeah, that was. Oh,
too loud. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna blame Rudy, so it's gotta be too loud. Fault.
So speaking of good news, do you guys want to launch?
I'm blaming Lee.
Nintendo
I'm blaming Lee. He's not here to defend himself, so
Oh my god,
it's Handheld Hoarder's fault.
Tell me all the good news about Nintendo.
Oh my god.
Oh no, let's not go there. Let's go somewhere more fun first, dude. No, this is all gonna go sour and downhill real quick.
My gosh.
I mean, I'm wearing my Mario shirt today, but man, I am
get sued.
So not happy with them. Like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, they probably will sue me. Like, did you make that shirt yourself?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We want to talk about the 476H?
Sure.
Because I'm excited about it. Rudy, are you not excited about it, Rudy?
No. I like, so long story short, I spent my summer in Europe for work, and there was a little bit of like, leisure time and stuff, but like I've got a stack of units that I've got to review from Anbernic that like were shipped here and not over there. So I'm like,
what's in the pile there?
Reminded me,
I
was like, dang,
what's in the pile?
I gotta do it. Huh?
What's in the pile? What you got
in the
pile?
backlog?
And the backlog? Ooh.
Yeah. That's in the pile there.
Hold on. Let me grab that for you.
Grab it.
I've got a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So, first things first. I wanted to do like an MSI Claw update video. So there is that MSI Claw 8 AI Plus.
This was
we're gonna talk about that one. We're gonna talk about
this was sent well, they gave me a review unit to review, and I sent it back, and then they gave me another one for like a long-term review. And then when I booted it up to take it with me to Europe, the I think it's the left shoulder button didn't work at all. Everything else worked. Everything else was fine. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. So I uninstalled, reinstalled firmware. I updated Center M, like everything. Nothing worked. And then one day I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to like really dive deep into it and see if it'll work. And like, if I pushed it hard enough, it would actually work. So I was like, okay, that means that I need to like just change and replace the control modules that's there for like the entire left side. So I sent a picture, sent it to like warranty, and I was like, guys, I just want to buy this. That's all I want. Please let me buy it. And they're like, we can't let you buy it. You have to send it in and we have to RMA it. And I was like, fine, whatever. So I did that.
It's a delay.
Yeah. I've got the RG slide that I've got to do. The RG35XX Pro that I've got to do. Got the RG477M that I've got to do.
Do that one. I want to know what you think of that one.
I think that's it, man. Because I've got like, and I've also got to do like this thing. I've got to do a video on this guy. This is the ROG Strix G835L. This is the one that has. Oh my god! I was literally like
Zephyrus or whatever.
Yeah. But it's got the it's got a 5090 in it, and oh man, I can't remember the exact like processor that's in it because my mind is like all over the place. But where are you?
So let me ask, what'd you take with you to Europe? What'd you take? I know you took the V90S to Europe. I took the V90S to Europe. I took the
V90S.
Okay, and what else?
I took the V90S, took the Switch, the Steamdeck OLED white limited edition model that I gave to my brother-in-law. Nice. I took I bought a Switch 2 while I was there. That was interesting. And then what else? I ordered what it was, the Powkitty. No, the V90S from Powkitty was the one that I bought.
The latest
the
Powkitty,
RG34XX SP is the one that I took with me, and then there was one other one that I like bought, but it's all here, man. Like that, and I have a 35XX SP that's living over there. And what else? I want to say that's it. I mean, there's so many like freaking things that I've got to review, man. I'm so behind, but it is what it is, man. C'est la vie, it's life.
Tulad actually came up with a really good strategy for getting through your device backlog and still making amends with these companies. You start a podcast, and then you just casually mention each device on the podcast. Like, there you go, satisfied.
And then just call it a day. And you're like, all right, I covered it. It's done. That sounds like Stubbs, man. Stubbs does that. Stubbs will be like, I don't feel like doing a video on this, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that I covered it in the podcast.
35XX Pro. I really don't know what to say other than that it exists.
You know, sometimes you get a handheld that you're not really excited about, right? It's just more of the same. And yeah, it is a good handheld. I'm not taking away from it, but it's like, what am I gonna say? Like, you know, and so it's easier to just like, hey, I got this awesome handheld right here. I don't have to sit here and write a script and edit a video and do all this extra stuff and B-roll and beauty shots and all of this. I can just show it. Hey guys, I showed it right here. You know, I'll put the link in the description and done. You know, so
that's actually pretty awesome.
My kid over here in the waiting room flashing my personal license plate. Thanks, bud. Is giving me an indication.
Everybody's getting doxxed. Everybody's getting doxxed tonight, dude.
Oh god!
Right, I will be back on later.
Later, dude.
Oh man,
that's hysterical.
But
so
yeah,
I was. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was saying do the 477M because the 476H is coming out, and I really feel like I wish that was the 477. You know what I mean? But I want you to play with the 477M before you think of it. You know?
Damn, that's clean. I haven't even unboxed it. That's clean.
Oh, it's awesome. It's got. I'm not gonna impact your. Yeah, did you get bronze or silver blade?
Looks like bronze.
Yeah, chocolate bronze is what it's called. Man. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
That's pretty, man. Ooh, it feels good.
I mean,
that device was almost perfect for me, but I don't want to skew his opinion.
That's what I said.
Not talk much about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is it right here. So what Retrospect just said. So the let me put this up here so we see. Let me see. Why is it not sharing the screen? Why is it not sharing the screen?
Which one are you trying to pull?
That one. There we go. What did I do there?
Got you.
That's the one that I feel like I have a notification. Do you guys do like the what's it called? Is it USPS like informed delivery is what it's called?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've got a package on the way, and I think that's what that is.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Hey, if you get rid of it, dibs. Actually, I'm gonna pre-order mine tomorrow. This is plastic, but it's got the stack shoulders and the front glass. I know people giving it heat, but I love that all glass front. I think it looks it looks badass. I like it. I'm excited.
Yeah. I like glass fronts. I don't know why everybody all of a sudden doesn't like them. But but I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're not rough with our devices. Maybe others are a little bit more rough with them. They're concerned with them being in their pocket and shattering the screen, where we're more so using them at our desk or on our couch or at home. You know, we're not really tossing them around. I have my toss around handhelds, right? Like a Miyoo or SP or something, clamshell, you know, but maybe that's what it is. But I think they look clean. Like the aesthetic of them is killer. It really is.
Right. I think there's pros and cons with it. Like my first one was the Neo Pocket S, and like,
oh yeah,
I both loved and hated that thing because it had a hell of a processor. It was absolutely fantastic, but like it got dirty so fast, so fast. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I am excited for it, man. Like that's one thing that like those things. It's like I don't know. I'm like in my mid 30s. So when I was growing up, you know, we had like a Game Boy and like a couple of games, and I was like, okay, well, these are the games that I'm going to play, and I play them over and over and over and over again because we couldn't afford more stuff. But like now, here we are, where we have like freaking 5 million games in these little things. And I'm just like, what? Yeah. Like if I had this when I was a kid, my mind would have been blown.
My gosh, yeah, right. It's oh,
incredible. Dude, I always say I've been the coolest kid on the bus. Like,
yeah.
Freaking awesome, man. So I don't know, but we'll see. Like, it's so weird because like with like x86 devices, like you can pretty much do the same exact thing, but the price point, like the barrier that's there, is so expensive compared to like a retro handheld like this, you know?
Yeah.
So interesting you say that, because I don't know how much you have, but you know the pricing on that 477M is rough for what you have. Yeah, like
really.
Is that the 12 or the 8? Is that the 12 or the 8 gig?
This is the 12. The 12 with a 256.
Yeah, it's $270 plus shipping.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's better like play everything.
You know, yeah. I'm gonna let you play with it. I'm not gonna say anything. It's
like, bro, try it out.
Yeah, try it out. I don't want to give you
that's my wife referring to my sons
using his handhelds as a teething toy. That's great, man. So I don't know if you know this or not, but Tulad has a whole infield's worth of kid.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, he's got a baseball team's worth of kids. So.
Nice, congrats, man.
Yes,
I hope you guys make it to the majors.
Yeah,
me too. Me too, man.
So you said
sometimes I just hope I can make it out of bed in the morning. Shoot.
Oh my God. So so did you see retrospect? So GameSir, you know, with GameHub said that they were going to start making drivers for these Dimensity chipsets to work with GameHub, and so there's a potential that we're going to start seeing custom drivers for the Dimensity chipsets for other things. So that's hugely promising.
Definitely.
We were I love 3x2 aspect ratio, and we're seeing a lot of 3x2 devices, and now I feel like we're starting to shift to see more premium retro handhelds at the 4x3 aspect ratio, because you know we have this tomorrow. The Too Loud's wife's yelling at me. Tomorrow we'll be getting the 4768, which is this version plastic, but with the T820 chipset, which is going to be, I think it's going to be the perfect setup for that. And you mentioned the Pocket S. And so interesting, this is leaked. I don't know if this is true, but it's a Pocket S Mini, which is like a G3X Gen 2 with Pocket design with a 4:3 aspect ratio. I got this off of Reddit, so I don't know if it's real or not. But I'm like, that's interesting.
It's gorgeous. I'll say that right here.
Yeah,
heard it.
It's gorgeous.
It's pretty. The D-pad looks amazing. I feel like those sticks look like they're even smaller than the sticks around the Pocket S. So I'm a little concerned there.
Hopefully they don't like cheap out and just
sticks.
give you like a cap and call it a day, where they're like, oh, you want like bigger sticks? Here's a cap. Enjoy.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
I'm afraid for that. But also, I'm looking at this. I'm like, why do we need a G3 Gen X for a 4:3 aspect ratio device? It seems like a little bit overkill, but I mean, that's kind of INEO's thing, right? So we can't, can't change their stripes.
That's the thing with all these companies, right? They're gonna use whatever they have in house already. Like they're not gonna go out of their way for a different chipset. So
no.
So,
but I will say that like INEO, man, I have like such a love-hate relationship with them, man. Like, ooh, I love them because their stuff is like, it's premium, and like you've seen their presentations, they're always beautiful. They always look amazing. But then like, sometimes the products that come out and they're like half baked sometimes, and like it requires, you have to know like what you're doing. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Like all that stuff, man. Like you have to know like what you're doing with like everything. And then sometimes they'll literally just go to GitHub, grab a program, call it their own, add it into the INEO space or whatever, or the IS space. And then it's just like, if the developer just stops updating it for whatever reason, like you're essentially screwed. I had the original INEO Flip DS, and like I got it and I felt like I was a beta tester, because it like I paid for it out of pocket, everything. I think I got the 8840U version, if I remember correctly, and like it was fantastic. But like the more that I played on it, the more I realized, oh man, like there's like issues that are here that are just not making sense. And then after that, I was just like, you know what, like I'm done with INEO. I'm just gonna let that be its own thing. It's kind of like 1X Fly, or like 1X, because they have 1X Player, 1X Fly, 1X Fly Pro, and whatnot. Same thing. They're like GPDs, the same thing. Very premium boutique experiences that are really good if you're willing to like pay the premium for it. But if you're only going to get so much more in comparison to some of the other handhelds that are out there from the x86 companies. So I don't know. I will say like I agree with you for the most part. But I had that experience I had the Asus ROG Ally day one, and I kind of felt like a beta tester at that time. Like the Armory crate was not great. The Legion Go I got day one. Legion Space was horrible. So, but the thing with those big companies, like, and what I wish these boutiques would learn is that as the devices aged, they kept working on the software implementation, and it just got better and better and better to where now when they release new variants of these devices, the software is already set. They could just import it onto that device, and it's great software. Whereas it seems like every time INEO releases a device, it's a whole new version of ISpace that they're working on from the ground up all over again. And it's like, dude, just get it right one time, and then just keep using it over and over instead of every time making it feel like we're starting from scratch again. So like I do agree. Yeah. It's the same on the Ally and the Ally X, and I'm pretty sure that like Xbox Ally X, if you wanted to go ahead and get Armory Crate and get a traditional version of Windows, you could. I don't see why you would, but that's an option as well.
No, I think it's actually going to have Armory Crate. The Armory Crate is going to be built into the Xbox Game Bar.
Gotcha.
So you'll have like your Armory Crate settings there. Yeah, kind of like. Okay. Well, I haven't seen. I mean, I've seen a little bit of Xbox experience on the MSI Claw, And I haven't owned a MSI Claw firsthand. First of all, I'll make an admission here that I have a slight bias toward Intel. I am AMD all day. I've always been. So when I saw Intel handhelds came out, I was not that enthusiastic. I didn't really give a crap.
Yeah.
And even though I do see like, you know, the performance gains that they've made with the 258V, what is that chip called?
258V.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I see the performance gains that they've made with that, and it's killer. It's amazing, and the build quality of the MSI also looks phenomenal. I love the RGBs and the face buttons and all of that. I do love that it has an 8-inch panel. I never really wanted to go Intel. I was cool with AMD. So, and most of the games that I play that I enjoy to play PC are optimized better for AMD. So
that's fair. That's 100% fair.
Funny thing to segue, and I don't know if Rudy remembers this. So you talked me into the MSI Claw AI 8 Plus. You remember me sending you a message and we talked about it? Yeah. It was you and OK's Gamer. Actually, it was you and Team Retro, and then so I got that thing and I absolutely loved it. And I don't know if you remember me like a kid pestering you about it, right? And then I got it and I loved it. And in the back of my head, I always had this obsession with the F1 Pro. And that's too loud. And I talked about the F1 Pro, and I talked about the F1 Pro, and I finally got an F1 Pro. And then as soon as I sold my Claw to get the F1 Pro, it made me realize how little I appreciated just how freaking good the MSI Claw AI Plus was, and that 258V chip is. Because the F1 Pro, I got it, and I was like expected to be blown away. Like, you ever see, like, I'm thinking like what's that movie with John Travolta, the Quentin Tarantino movie? What's that called?
Which one?
The John Travolta movie with Quentin Tarantino.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. You know, when they open the suitcase and it's glowing, you're like, "What is it?" You know, that's what I was expecting with that F1 Pro, and it didn't happen. It was awesome, but it wasn't because it was. And then I realized just how good that 258V chip was, and how much I enjoyed it. Right. So now we're at like a point where there's so many options for PC handhelds coming out, you know, that like, holy cow, where do we go? And I put the AI Plus in here because, you know, with the new update they put out, apparently it's increased performance by like 15 or 20% or something insane like that. I don't know if you got a chance to play it, but I'm like, I feel like it should still be in the topic with these devices, right? And then every one of these on here is kind of represented in a different way. I have the Ryzen, the MSI Claw A8, because even though it's got the same chipset as the Xbox Ally X, because of the Xbox experience, right? And I feel like it's going to be different. But like somebody coming in navigating this.
Wait a minute, hold on, because this is news to me. The MSI Z2 is going to have the AI chip.
Oh, nope,
and not the standard.
Good catch, good catch. I copy and pasted that one from the other one. It's a standard. You caught that. Thank you for catching it. Thank you for pointing out my mistake. Sure.
Because I felt like the Xbox Ally was the only one. Like I felt like that was like the deal between Xbox and AMD. Like that was their chip.
You're right.
So
I think I put the graphic here first and then just copied the text on it. And I put the A8 instead of the Legion Go 2 just to tick a nerve with you.
In terms of what they're going to do with it, though, what Microsoft can do with it at this point, who knows? And the HX370, if you get an HX370 based device, that has the AI cores on it.
Mm-hmm. So this was probably a Michael and Rudy conversation, a topic, and what you guys are looking at. And like, so for me, I'm really kind of leaning towards the A1X, this AOK Zoe, because it's got the HX370, but it's got the 8-inch like the Claw and the 80-watt battery. Or I'm kind of saying like, you know, price point wise, do I go back to the Claw? Because, you know, it depends on what the price of the MSI Claw A8 because that, right? Because the leaked price for the Xbox stuff now, they're saying, I don't know if you guys have seen that, and I'm not sure if we're able to confirm it or not, but they're saying it's gonna be $899 for the Ally X. Supposedly is what was leaked. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's what they're saying.
The guy that said that he got that wrong. So
he did get it wrong. Okay. And I'm glad you're able to give us that.
So he was like, it's Destin, I think his name. And
yep, that was him. Yep.
he went ahead and like made a video on it, and I commented on underneath when I like saw it. I was like, oh sweet, like this is awesome because I'm curious about it as well. But the guy at Best Buy that like said that literally took a picture of the ROG Ally X booth, not the ROG Xbox Ally X booth. So what you're looking at is tech that came out a year ago.
Wow.
And like I understand it because
That's
it makes
great.
sense that it's confusing because it's Xbox Ally X versus the Ally X. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I told him, I was like, dude, if you're gonna post something like this, just take 5 seconds, do a little bit more research, and you would have found that. Because when you look at the picture that he showcases, the model number that's there is the model number for the Xbox Ally X. So that pricing that he said is wrong.
That's great that you corrected that, because I immediately was like, okay, I really wasn't thinking about the Ally X because I wanted an 8-inch screen, but now at this price point, how can I not? As a consumer, how can I not? But then now, what if it comes out?
That's interesting that you caught that, because there's also a lot of news articles going around repeating that price now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Destin he's a well-known figure on Twitter. So like the moment that like hit fire, like everyone's sharing it and be like, oh my God, we have pricing, but it's incorrect. So you can look at the video, you can see the model number that's there that he shows. And if you compare it to the ROG Xbox Ally X model number, it's the same thing.
See, that's awesome. Because what happens if it comes out? It's $1,300. If it's $1,300, then why wouldn't I go Legion Go?
I don't think it's gonna be that high.
It's not gonna be that high. Like, if I'm being 100% honest with you, man, like Lenovo and the Legion Go 2, like they shot themselves in the foot. I feel like, because you're talking about a product that's over 2 times the price of the previous generation in cost. Like I understand that it's an OLED screen. Like, guys, I went to CES earlier this year. I went to the Lenovo private event. Like, it was fantastic. I was able to talk to people from AMD, from Lenovo, and just getting an overall image of what it is that they want to go ahead and implement. And it was fantastic. I got, alone time with like a Legion Go 2 and being able to like, get things going. But as I was like messing with things, I was like, man, this has an OLED screen, has VRR, 144 hertz. This is exactly what we want. The ergonomics have been improved. The True Strike controllers are compatible with the Legion Go 1. Last I heard from them in January. So everything that I wanted from the Legion Go 1 is improved, and it has a better processor in it. But I was like, okay, the reason why, because I talked to the guys at Asus as well, and I was like, guys, why aren't you guys doing OLED? Everyone wants an OLED. After the Steamdeck OLED came out, everyone wants an OLED. Even if it's, not VRR, but has a high enough refresh rate, I think it'll be fine. And they're like, no, like it's too expensive. And like, there's also power to take into consideration. And like the reason why they want to stick with the panel that they have is power consumption, color accuracy, and overall, like the VRR that is in there just allows for a better, smoother experience, right? That's what they're going with. Now, in terms of what Legion Go is doing, it's like you kind of have to be like, okay, well, do I want to pay $1,350 or $1,100 or whatever the heck it is? I personally think that the ROG Xbox Ally X is probably going to be like around $999. That's what I think.
That's what I told Matt. This is the exact number I told Matt.
That's exactly what he said. Yep.
And that's with the inclusion of tariffs, because I do know that because tariffs, because they had this whole thing. I 100% know that Asus had this whole thing laid out. And the moment that tariffs came into the equation and into the conversation, that messed things up like hugely. And I'm thinking that's the same thing with the Legion Go 2. They're just like, hey, we were going to do 1,200 or 1,150, but because of tariffs, we have to tack on like so much. I don't know. I'm not finance guy by any means, so I could be completely off my rocker, but that's what I think.
We know that Microsoft, Sony, and even Nintendo raised prices of existing consoles, so we know that tariffs are definitely affecting whatever their game plan is.
Interesting. So,
yeah, man.
What's the pick for you guys then? Like with all these coming out, right? And we've talked about this a lot over the last few weeks, and and the focus has been what we want. What are you looking at? What looks the most promising to you? Because I was really on board with the Ally X and the Xbox experience, and some stuff. And Tula was telling me earlier, and I saw it that that the Xbox experience apparently is leaked out or something that you can actually add to a handheld. Now, it's not the official thing, but it's something that can be tested. I mean, Tulak could probably speak to it a little bit better than I can. But I'm also kind of stuck on this whole 24 gigs of RAM thing that they're doing with these devices. I'd like, after having my last two be 32 gigs, I like that. I like being able to control that. And I'm curious, like, what you guys are thinking about this stuff. Like, are you still looking at boutiques? Because we were like, okay, well, boutiques are a little bit expensive, a little bit crazy, but now Lenovo announced their pricing, and yeah, that's AOK Zoe F1 pricing at that point. That's close to what A Neo 3 costs. You know what I mean? So like, what's the answer there? What is a consumer or a personal preference? What are you looking at? Where do we go? What's the right answer?
Did you guys look at the GPT Win 5 prices?
Starting out at $19.99. Yeah, starting
Topping
out
off at $22.68.
Which is not that different from the Z Flow pricing. So it could just be like,
yeah, but those are
two
different beasts, man. Those are two different beasts.
And it makes sense because that's the platform. Yeah. It's literally the APU that you're paying for at that point.
So
I'm curious to see what Xbox does in terms of pricing, just because what Lenovo can't really do is that you don't really go to the Lenovo store for a subsidy. And at the end of the day, the Xbox LIX, it's still Windows. It's still an open platform. You can go to any store that you want. But maybe they'd be willing to subsidize, because you do have the new Xbox experience, which means you're kind of funneled a little bit into the Xbox store, as a result of buying through the store to subsidize the price of the console, right? But because it's open, who knows if they're going to be willing to do that.
So I'm curious.
I think that I think they could subsidize it for sure, depending on the deal that they have made with Asus. I don't know the intricacies to that. I think that's a major factor. But I think that depending on what type of price they could bring that in at, look, they're Xbox's biggest bread and butter money getter right now it's not single games, it's Game Pass.
Yes,
it's Game Pass. Game Pass is their bread and butter. I feel like if they could put this out at a reasonable price, or at least a price that people can bear, like they're gonna sell a lot of subscriptions for Game Pass, a lot. And I think with that alone they could subsidize. Also, too, this whole new Xbox Play Anywhere thing now. Like, you buy a game on the Microsoft Store, now you can play it on your Xbox. You could play it on your cloud gaming. You could play it. That's amazing. That's super cool. That was not a feature before. So I think, like, for those who have an Xbox and want to, just buy the game one time, just go onto the Microsoft Store on your Xbox Ally and just buy the game. And now you have it on your console, you have it on your portable device, and you're good to go. So I think, like, they have potential to make good money in sales on games. And I can't compare it when it comes to, like, so I know, like, Lenovo with Legion Space, like, they tried to implement into Legion Space like a sales page and stuff like that for games. I guess they're trying to, like, make a little money off games and stuff. So Armory Crate did something like that at some point. But still, none of this stuff, even with Microsoft, it's just not going to compare to Steam. Steam with the Steamdeck they had a lot of wiggle room with their pricing, because Steam is the biggest storefront on PC. And but also, with that being said, I don't think the Steam Deck 2 is going to touch the old Steam Deck prices. I think it's going to be much more expensive. I think the Steam Deck 2, we're going to look at, I think, honestly, in my opinion, I would assume no cheaper than $800.
Why?
Because I don't think that I think that they're going to want to select a chipset that will at least give them another 3 years. They're not going to want to go with something outdated, something that's already out here pretty much. I think they're going to want something. So I think most likely it'll be a custom chipset, because I know they also value battery life, right? And none of these chipsets that we have now are really optimized for battery life and performance. So I think that, I think that they could subsidize it somewhat. Look, I say 800, but I if I'm being more than reasonable, I would say the highest price of their OLED now. Like that would be entry. Because their OLED model is their top selling model. It's outselling their $350 LCD or their 400. Like their top spec is the Steamdeck that sells the most. If you look at their surveys and sales, so I think they know, like, okay, well, we can meet this number, and if they can meet that number, which is what, 650, I think.
Yep, 649. Yeah,
649. Okay, so yeah, 650. Even have a little bit of wiggle room for a $750 to $800. I think it's not as big as a jump as what we're seeing from like Lenovo. So I and then back on Lenovo's side, I think we should, and I'm hoping that this is me with my fingers crossed, but maybe hopefully they realize they made a mistake and we see some price reductions. Because with the Legion Go S's did take price reductions. It took months though, right? It took months. But I don't think they're gonna. So what I think and what I know are two different things. I don't think they're gonna sell that many units, but at the same time, you go back on Best Buy now and all the pre-orders are gone. Their pre-orders are sold out.
Yeah.
They didn't.
That's why they didn't sell out. Or they didn't have them, or
no. Like I don't think that they sold out. I think that they literally just said, you know, we're gonna stop pre-orders right now, and we're gonna stop everything. 100%.
Why?
I think, you know. Okay, so I went to school for marketing. That's like my major, and like my main job right now is essentially like marketing and creation of content and things like that. Not for the channel, but outside of it. So when you have something that is a pre-order, like they're not blind. They saw that people online like saw that price and cringed. So like at this point, now they have to narrate and they have to create a story where they're going to say, okay, we effed up, we got a little greedy, but we also did everything that everyone else wanted us to do despite that price point. Now, when they have that and they see that response, they were like, let's pause pre-orders, make it look like we sold out, and let's see what happens, because there are reviewers that already have the units already. Because if they can figure out a way where they can lower the cost of things, that will allow them to re-enter the market and be like, oh, hey, like we went ahead and, you know, fixed our pricing, like you said, with the Legion Go S that was like ridiculously expensive for what you got.
Stupid
Expensive. But you know, that was one of the few handhelds that I bought. Normally I buy something and I'll like keep it because I'm like, okay, I can do a long-term review. I bought this and I was like, I did one video on it. It was okay. And then I was like, you know what? Let me install Bazite on it. I talked to ETA Prime about it. And I was like, let me talk, you know, to him and see what he thinks. And I did that. And I was like, you know what? This is not a good product for the price point that you're paying at and everything like that. I'm just going to return it. So with the Legion Go 2, yes, it ticks off all the boxes that we want, but that price point kills it in the water. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Especially like this generation, you know, I haven't had, or this upcoming generation, I haven't had my hands on anything. I'm going to New York, you know, sometime in the near future, where I'll be able to go to like a private room and actually like get my hands on some devices pre-launch, and I'll be able to kind of like, you know, do some stuff with that. But aside from that, I haven't messed with anything else Z2E aside from CES. And that was like a very controlled scenario where they're like, you can only play these 5 games. This is it. Blah, blah, blah. You know, so for me right now, just looking at everything, if the ROG Xbox Ally X nails down the price, that may be the route to go for this generation. Now, I haven't, like I said, I still got this guy to go ahead and you know, look at and see how the performance is, because I haven't had that.
Look at Matt's face. Look at Matt's face.
Because I'm actually okay. So first off, we're after 30 minutes, so this is bullshit, because this is your fault, Rudy, that I got that device and fell in love with to begin with. And I'm sitting here looking at all these other devices, and I'm like, maybe I should just go get another damn MSI Claw. Go get the white one this time. Right?
Rudy, you
And this
picked
is
up the
pretty
box and he was like,
Se puso triste. He was sad. He was sad.
Yeah, it's your fault, right? That's it. So, and the other person to blame is freaking OK's Gamer, because he got me on the F1 Pro thing, and that's why I sold my damn MSI Claw. And you guys all suck.
You always listen. The handhelds you like. You always do. The question I have for this crew, and you too, Loud, like, how significant is the leap between the 8840U and this like next generation platform, either the HX370, or we don't know about the D2 Extreme yet, but you can kind of guess from the HX370. Like, is it that significant of a leap? Did you hear you talk to the Fox?
I would say like maybe
10-20%.
Yeah, 20-30%. Like
that's what I'm
hearing.
I mean, compare. This is in real world, right? Like compare an HX370 to 8840. Like that's it. That's the difference. That's
I don't know if it's worth the money. I don't know if it's worth the money. I mean, maybe if you're going from the Sephiroth Steamdeck to it, then maybe, right? But I don't know. What are you thinking, Rudy?
I mean, to me, it's like, it depends, because on the high end, you're going to get a different uplift than you would on the low end. So it depends on the games that you're playing and how much GDP you're going to be putting into your system, right? So like, if we're talking about the 8840U, like, I mean, it does pretty decent if you're going to be using like FSR and things like that. But I mean, also, I want to add that the Z2E, or is it the AMD AI Z2E? I forget the SKU, but the one that has AI in it, that has an NPU that's built into it that allows for different upscaling. And that's kind of like the big hoo-ha when it comes to the Xbox Ally X, is that you're going to get better upscaling because of the AI that's built into the NPU, right? So it depends on what you favor, right?
Which is the same NPU that's built into the HX370. So
yes,
that's why I say the comparison is going to be the same, really, except for whatever little tweaks and optimizations they could squeeze from the Z2, having less cores, maybe a little bit less power consumption, maybe a little bit more. Like we were talking to Fox about it last week, and he said sometimes when they disable cores, it's not using less power. It's using the same power. So and the MPU is the same MPU as the HX370 up to 50 tops, which is the same as the HX370. But I think my biggest thing with HX370, where I do give it some validity, is low power gaming, like 15 watts. Being able to like match what I'm getting out of a Z1 Extreme at full TDP using only half TDP now, right? So my battery life is much better, which was a big complaint from everybody on the x86 platforms. Was like, oh, my battery sucks. Everybody was doing upgrades on their batteries with the Z1 Extreme Allies and the Legion Go's 80 watt hours, so being able to have and also still get that 80 watt hour battery, you're getting the 80 watt hour battery while also running your games at a 15 to 17 watt TDP. That I will give validity to, because I've experienced it with the Neo 3, is that I'm playing games at 15 watts. I'll play a full AAA game for 3.5 hours, 4 hours.
Isn't that crazy?
Plug. It's amazing.
Bro, isn't that crazy?
It's amazing.
I love it. I love it.
Funny enough,
so good.
You guys probably maybe not know, but you guys know I'm that guy with the Ally. So I sold my Ally, kept my Ally, and I did the mods. I put the 80 watt hour battery, and I put the upgraded hard drive and stuff like that. And there still is a difference. You know what I didn't have that problem with? Talking about HX370 stuff like that, was my MSI Claw with the 258V. The battery lasted forever. Yeah, I'm just saying. No, he's right.
You're right. You're right, man. Like the battery on the 258V is like fantastic, man. And it's just a completely different beast, man. And like the upscaling tech that's there.
My issue with recommending the 258V Claw now is manufacturing. Like, are they still manufacturing it? Is it something that people can still pick up? Because I don't see them for sale anywhere, right? And then how many are out there in the wild for you to find secondhand? Matt knows this, but I bought a Legion Go one for $250. You know,
it's a hell of a deal.
And dude, amazing deal. So and that's another thing, right? Like for people to take into account is like you're gonna go pay $1,350 for a Legion Go 2 when you can find an Ally or a Legion Go Z1 Extreme for $300 secondhand.
Yep.
That's a hard pill to swallow right there.
That is. Back to the HX370. That's the other thing too. I really enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it, but I'm still torn. Like I don't know, like what to recommend as a consumer. You know, like do they look at that? And I think Tula and I were talking about this the other day. And he had a good point. I think the Xbox Ally, pending the price, is going to be a huge hit because it's going to be mainstream and Microsoft's going to be backing it. You know what I mean? Somebody who's new to this or is not familiar is going to walk in and look at a Xbox Ally X and look at it, okay, Zoe A1X, and they're going to be like, what the hell is that? I'm getting the Xbox, right? So, and I think they're banking on that. So hopefully that's going to segue to us having an affordable price, and it's going to be, you know, they're going to supplement the cost on it. Or, you know, maybe Valve is just, I mean, I think Valve's got enough notoriety now that they could stand toe-to-toe to an Xbox handheld. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see.
I want to see what Microsoft is going to do in terms of marketing, because they have put the Xbox brand on stuff before, right? Like Microsoft was, you know, co-branded with the Logitech G Cloud, right? They put an Xbox branded headset with like the Oculus Quest 3. I know this got a little bit of play during the not CES that we got this year, but I'm still thinking like you got to see a lot. This thing's coming out this soon. You got to see more marketing. You got to see like those dollars spent on making people aware of this, because it is going to be expensive. And if it's just you know, we know that it's more than just an Xbox brand on an Asus handheld, but it could be perceived as that. In which case, you could go to the store and like, just because Microsoft doesn't, they made the Zune. They made the Windows Phone. They make the can. Like not everything that Microsoft touches turns into gold. So I think what I'm getting at is like I think there's a high potential for this. Lenovo was the first one out there with pricing on a Z2 Extreme platform. So maybe Microsoft can blow everybody away because the price is way better, but I wouldn't bet on it because they can only subsidize so much.
We also need to like remember that while Xbox is there and they technically have Xbox Game Cloud to like fall back on, Asus still has to be profitable in this situation. Like it's a partnership, so both of them, it has to be a win-win for both, which is another thing that a lot of people, you know, tend to like forget is that it's not just Xbox, right? I do think that like Xbox has a little bit more brand power than the Zoom, personally. I don't know, but I will say that like man, Xbox, they've had so many fumbles as of like late when it comes to just everything that I'm just like, dude, like please don't F it up. Like just launch it, support it, make sure that the price is nice, and like if it is, it'll sell like hotcakes, man. Like it looks like, you know, the Xbox version of like the PlayStation Portal, and like if you have the power to support it, to render things locally, it's gonna do well. It's going to do fantastic. So we'll see. Like I'm hopeful.
Another thing that I think is out there, I mean, or not really out there, we don't really know, but I'm anticipating the control set on there to feel really good. Because
hideous handles on the back of it.
Oh, dude, like I said, I mean, I've said it from the beginning, right? It's a butterface. Like she's ugly, but she's probably comfy, you know. And so I think that that it probably will be extremely comfortable to play on. I think that those control sets are going to be really good. The triggers are going to be really good. I feel like it's going to feel like an Xbox controller. I feel like that's their whole main point, is to make it feel like an Xbox controller. I feel like as long as like Rudy said, like everybody here said, as long as they can hit that price point, it's gonna do the best out of all the corpo devices. It really has.
Lenovo already did the work for them. They priced themselves so freaking high that if they like up the price just right, that's it. They won this generation. Right. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's another aspect to it, right? How much was the retail on the MSI Z2?
They haven't said it yet.
Oh,
They haven't said
I
it
don't
yet.
think so, man.
Yeah,
I don't even think
Lenovo's
it's
It's up for
clear
pre-order in
yet.
Asia, but it's not available here. You know, I'm sitting here waiting for that shit. So I think, I think, yeah, buddy, that's all you. Yeah. So I think they're right, because the big names for the, I don't know what the term is, for the non-nerds is going to be the Legion Go, the Steam Deck, and the Xbox. We know the Steam Deck, they're saying we're not going to see one to 2027 maybe, right? So he's right. Legion screwed themselves. And also, Too Loud's writing earlier, is Microsoft is banking on Game Pass. It's, like them or dislike them, and they can't compete with Steam Deck, but it's still the best value in gaming. And we've had this conversation before. That's why I prefer Windows over that, because you get Game Pass and you get Prime Gaming and you get, GOG and stuff. And so I think I really hope they do nail it. I still don't know. I'm the least techie of all of you guys. I'm stuck on that whole 32 gig, 24 gigs of RAM thing. It seems so odd to me that they chose 24 gigs of RAM on all these devices. I'm curious on it. Yeah,
I think there's reasoning behind that. I don't think it's something that they just did it blindly, right? I think that with having a 32 gig device and a 16 gig device, I will say 16 is short, right? For sure. Mm-hmm. 16 is short. But 24 might be fine. I think that 24, having 8 gigs dedicated to VRAM, 16 gigs dedicated to your system, I think that's probably right on the money, dude, because I think when you go higher than 8 gigs, it's like, if you're, especially on a 1080p screen, right? Remember the resolution that these things are running at. When you're using a 1080p screen, you're not using as much VRAM as you would if you're using, say, a 4K screen or a 2K screen. So I think, really, honestly, the 24 is probably the sweet spot right now, or let me say the bare minimum, right? Like, it's the bare minimum. As long as 32 gigs is nice, and I think, but I will say, like, I have right now on my Neo 3, I have 16 gigs set to VRAM, 16 gigs set to system. And I've never seen any game that I've played use more than 8 gigs. I've never seen it use 8 gigs of VRAM. I've never seen it. And it doesn't matter what I'm playing. AAA games, I played the Battlefield 6 beta on there, and I wasn't using 8 gigs of VRAM. So if I'm playing Battlefield 6 with less than 8 gigs of VRAM, I think that 24 gigs is the sweet spot. These guys, they know what they're doing, right? They have a lot of data. Right. That's the thing, right? Is that they have data. They're analyzing that data. They're looking to see what improvements are absolutely necessary. They want these things to be slam dunk, right? They don't want to fail. They don't want to have to make a revision really fast, or for their device to be trashed. Because the thing is, when you deal with a bunch of nerds, which is basically the people who critique these devices, they're ruthless, dude. Nerds are ruthless. They will shred you. They will call out everything and let you know how much of a piece of shit this thing is. And before you get to breakfast in the morning, you'll know.
Think Steam Deck for a moment, though. Like, in your opinion, did Steam Deck break through into that mainstream audience? I think we saw that it sold like over 1 million units, right? But that's not as much as an Xbox, not as much as a PlayStation 5. Do you think that the Xbox LIX, from what you've seen so far, it could actually break through into that more mainstream audience? Because, like I said, I feel like it would need more marketing to do that.
I don't think so. Like, right off the bat, because when people hear Xbox handheld, which is what they're going to hear, the average consumer is going to hear, ooh, an Xbox handheld, they're going to think that it is going to be at or similar to the same price between the PlayStation Portal and the Switch 2. That's what they're looking at, that price point. When they see that the price point is going to be $8.99, $9.99, even $10.99, they're going to be like, you know what? I'll just play my Xbox on my TV. This is definitely like the handheld scene in the x86 space is super niche. The Steam Deck, as far as I know, like, I thought it sold like 3 or 4 million, which is like nothing compared to like the amount of units that Switch 2s, Xboxes, PlayStations, that's like
which
tens
two, I
of
think,
millions.
sold that in their first month, dude. Like
4 million in the first month.
So,
they produced that many. They produced that many before they could get it on the shelves. That's the impressive part, that they're producing it.
That's
even up to a year.
They saw the demand.
Dude, I tell people sometimes like, oh, have you seen the Steam Deck? And they think I'm talking about the Elgato Stream Deck, like with all the buttons on it. So I would say no, it's definitely not made it into the mainstream like that. And even when I'm out with any of my handhelds, a lot of times, like if I pull one out at a restaurant or something, I always get a person to ask me like, hey, what is that? Like they don't. People, the normies, they're not privy to this stuff. They're not following this stuff. This is not but we have to understand too with the market that we're in right now, right? Like people are struggling to put food on the table in a lot of houses, man. So it's like food's going up, everything's going up, the cost of everything's going up. Like you cannot buy a value vehicle anymore. Like, bro, I remember like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there was probably like 5 or 15 different cars that you could get brand new for under 25 G's. Now you cannot buy it. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 cars that you could buy for 25 G's brand new. So it's like the market is definitely shifting, and while the market is shifting, the paychecks are not shifting. So that's a big part of it, right? Like this is a luxury hobby. This is not something that is going to be
breaking yards in order to afford his handheld.
I'm gonna tell you what else I'm doing. So you talking about cost and luxury and people spending money, I think is a great segue to Tulada's pulling his AOK Zombie tablet out of his pocket at Red Lobster. I think this is a great segue for this here. Time for question of the day.
Question of the day. That's so good.
And the reason why is
that's Matt singing that, dude.
Really?
Dude, I was looking at your profile picture. And I was like, it's time for a question. I don't want to tell you, man. This would be creepy. Really. And by me, he means I sat there with an AI song generator for 3 days, just typing it and doing it over and over. So I found one that sounded cool.
Hey, you still made it, dude. It's like,
heck yeah. No. So ask your question, Rudy. Tell us what you got.
Yeah. So in this digital era, how many of you guys pre-order your digital games?
So I'm gonna go first, and then not because I'm trying to cheat, but Too Loud said something that made me think of this, and I thought it was a great segue because I do, right? I do, and I was telling you guys earlier, I'm a chump. I'm a huge Destiny fan, and I pre-order everything Destiny and stuff like that. That stuff is expensive. Every time one of those comes out, like one of the full things in the season pass, it's $100. People don't have that, so it's it's pricey, and I do it. I pre-order that stuff. I thought about pre-ordering Borderlands 4. I'm glad I didn't, because then the pricing came out, and then if you're looking at Borderlands 4, go to Fanatical. There's a 15% off coupon. I got it for like $58 instead of the $70. So that's why it made me think of that, because what Tula was talking about how expensive this stuff has gotten, and it's pricey, and then you were talking about like people are expecting the price of a Switch 2 or an Xbox, and they're going to get an Ally X Xbox, and it's going to be $1,500, and it's going to kill stuff. But that's also part of why I think Steamdeck was so successful. So it's really that whole segment there with pre-ordering games and stuff. To answer your question, I do, because I'm a idiot, but probably don't really need to at all for the digital games, because they're available right at the moment, right? But I think it's habit ingrained. I remember waiting. Look at him laughing at me, right? I remember him waiting online.
It's funny to see you come to this realization in real time, dude. Like,
you're a super villain. You know that, dude. You're a super villain. So, but
if you have the gears turn.
Yeah, if you haven't figured it out, Rudy, I'm impulsive as shit, and I buy everything, and I'm the shiny thing, and I'm like, honey, can I buy this? And she's like, no, and I'm like, too late. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So, but I remember pre-ordering and waiting in line till midnight for game release, for Halo releases at GameStop. You know what I mean?
Dude,
so,
hold on. Let me say something. Man, kids now, they would never know the excitement of midnight releases. Like,
oh my god,
man.
right?
It was
such
a cool experience,
you're giving us old man stories.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, because I'm getting there, bro.
I'm not that much
happening,
younger than you
right?
guys.
Like,
I'm not that much younger than you guys. Don't worry.
I'm not as young as I would love to be. You know, I make jokes all the time. Like every year after 21, I turn 21. But the truth is, you know, I'm knocking on 40's doorstep. And man, like I remember PlayStation 3 released, midnight release, PlayStation 4, PlayStation, like dude, or just a Call of Duty release, like a Black Ops 1 release, just out there with all the people. And dude, you're like out there talking, having fun, talking about the game and just meeting all kind of new people. And like it's just such a cool experience. And it's kind of sucks that is gone. You know?
Yeah. So, and it's taken away
You
because
got
like my
a little
16-year-old.
bit of that with the Switch too. There's like a little bit of that.
Little bit. My son, we loved Hollow Knight. We loved Hollow Knight, and my son has been chomping at the bit for Silksong for years. And then finally it was here. He was like, "Okay, it's finally here." You know, I mean, because he's 16, so he knows better. But I'm pretty sure he wanted when I said, "Hey, it's coming out." Pretty sure he wanted to look at me and be like, "Bullshit, Dad," but he didn't, right? But I think that's what he was thinking because I could see it on his face. You know, but I mean, yeah, you're right. That was so awesome waiting in line for that stuff and talking with your nerd friends about, yeah, I'm gonna do this and I can't wait for that new gun, and you don't have any of that now.
Dude, I remember making new friends there. Like, hey, what's your gamer tag? And like adding them to my list of gamer tag and like get online. Like, hey, we're all here. What's up, dude? Yeah, hey, I met him at GameStop. You know, like, like freaking fun, man. Like that was such a cool experience, man. And we'll never get that again. But so to the question of the day,
do you pre-order to it?
Not so much digital games. I mean, there might be once in a while, like I don't want to lie, like there might be once in a while where I catch a bug and I'm like, okay, that one I'll pre-order it, you know. But it's not just to pre-order it. It's like they're offering me something to pre-order it, like this extra whatever, you know, season pass for free, or you get extra skins, or this or that. But it's not just the pre-order. I do still pre-order like physical games when I get the opportunity, but like I was saying with you guys before entering here, is, you know, regardless how much we like it or don't, the physical media is out the door, dude. It's almost fun, you know.
I saw an article the other day that they said that the PS6 is going to release without a disc drive, and it'll be an additional add-on, and that's the base. So, and they've
been testing that out this whole time, this whole generation. Diskless PS5, disc PS5, diskless. Like the last generations, we didn't see that. We didn't see like, Xbox One diskless, PS4 diskless. Like we didn't see that. This generation, it's been the whole time, dude. There's times where like there's not even disc ones available. Like your only option in the store at this moment is a diskless option. You know, so they're already setting the groundwork.
The fact they're even coming with the disc add-on though means they still have to produce games that have the license on the disc, right? So that means something, right? They'll be forced to at least produce and maintain that. Otherwise, everything is just going to end up being online check-ins, which Xbox One is in the position that it was because it tried that way too early. But to answer your question about pre-ordering, I don't pre-order digital, also because I just don't have time to play games. Like, if it comes out, I'm actually going to wait for a review to see if it's worth my time, right? Or the bonuses have to be right. What I do for pre-ordering, though, is not as active as I used to be, but I will fund games on Kickstarter. Right, that's kind of like pre-ordering a game. It's a game that doesn't exist yet. It's like I want to incept this into existence, and so I'm going to give them a little bit of money early, and then cross my fingers that
makes sense.
Out. But you know, going back to old man stories, like there was a time where, like, especially for some of your more obscure games, if you didn't pre-order it, you didn't get it because the store, your GameStop, your local store, they don't know how much to order. They don't know how much to allocate. They don't want to be seeing that much of inventory. And so if you didn't pre-order it, they didn't put in an extra order in for you. So you just didn't get it, right? That's what made some of those games really rare, because they just didn't manufacture that many copies of it. So back in the day, physical copies, absolutely. But for digital, unless there's a really good incentive, I don't understand the point. Because you're getting the exact same game either way. And I would like to wait for a review to see if it's worth it.
Interesting.
Really quick, I want to touch
it's
on what you
realistic.
said, Michael, about the disc and them releasing media because having the certifications on them or whatever. What if they're only releasing the disc drive for backwards compatibility? What if it's not even for the modern game titles? What if it's literally for you to play your PS5 games and your PS4 games, and because they know that console gamers want backwards compatibility? So literally, what if that drive is just for that? And they're like, no, we're not releasing PS6 games physically. This is for you guys who want backwards compatibility. You have to buy this.
That's a great point.
Disc
That's a great point.
Yep.
Yeah.
That also ends up meaning that PlayStation or Xbox, or whoever it is, the platform holder, it becomes your exclusive storefront. Because you're getting, you could resell licensed keys. At the end of the day, the license authentication goes to the first party supplier, right? Now you don't really have supply and demand. You only have a single seller. Now Steam, I mean, look, that's not entirely true. Steam resells keys and there is a marketplace there, but yeah, I think, let me read out loud what Respect is saying. I hate that I had to pay an extra $40 to play a game 2 days early, or as they call it, for the actual release date. I agree with that. I hate the whole early release thing too.
I hate it.
It doesn't
I
feel
hate
right.
it.
It doesn't make sense.
You can never
Never
buy the standard version to do it. Like, no, buy the Hyper Deluxe Mega Evolved Edition, right? Like, like what does this Hyper Deluxe Mega Evolved Edition have? An extra skin in 2 days early.
And a new hat for your soldier in Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So, Rudy, what's your answer to your question?
It's weird because this generation, so far, this generation has been the strangest generation. So long story short, I used to be on a different channel, and we would literally like talk about like video games, and we would react to like stuff live, and we would stream all the time, 2-3 times a week. And I was primarily a console gamer, so I would play, PlayStation, Xbox, like I had it all. I still have it all. It's all there. But, then I got into like the Steamdeck and like PC gaming as a whole. I've always had a PC because of like my day job that was pretty powerful, so I could always play the games. But I never, I always pre-ordered games that I really wanted, and I would get collector's editions or like special editions of things that I really wanted, which only equated to like maybe like 1 or like 2 like a year. And then as like, I got older, as kids come into your life and stuff, and all of a sudden you start adulting, and then it's just like, man, I don't got that much time. Like, I don't got as much time as I used to like play the games and like enjoy them. And it's kind of like that meme where you're like like a kid, and you're like, man, I can't wait to get a job so I can afford to like buy all these games and play them. And then it's like you're an adult and you're like, man, I've got all this money to buy all these games, but I ain't got no time to play them. So now it's like, well, it's there.
That's a crazy
I will say,
truth,
I don't
right?
pre-order digital games that much, but if I were, I would do it through a third-party site like Fanatical, Green Man Gaming, Humble, like whatever, because typically with that, you can get a really good deal. And those places, they only have a certain amount of allocated keys, right? So like with Silksong, I got it through Humble because I have Humble Choice. So I always get, a bunch of games that like come in, and, I think I got like 15 or 20% off or whatever. And I was like, sweet, awesome. So I didn't have to worry about Steam crashing because I had my key. All I had to do was claim my key, and boom, like I was able to play the game. And I saved some money too. But in terms of like pre-ordering, like unless it's physical, it doesn't really like, matter. Now in terms of like where physical media is going, that's like, man, like I'm sitting here and I look to my left, and I've got 1 Nintendo, 2 Super Nintendos, 1 N64, 1 GameCube, 1 Wii. I've actually got 2 Wiis. One is over there. And I've got a PlayStation 1, a PlayStation, like a PS1, the smaller version. 2 PS3s, one's a slim, and then a couple of PS4s. And like I've got a Switch here, Steam Deck here, a bunch of handhelds over here, and downstairs we got like other stuff as well. But like I look at that and I'm just like, I have a crap ton of games for each and every single generation. This is the first generation where I haven't done that, where I haven't bought a ton of games, because I'm just like, not to say that there aren't good games that are like coming out that are PlayStation exclusive or Xbox exclusive, but I've been less inclined to buy them on day one. Like, I don't consider myself like a huge Hideo Kojima fan, but I've played all of his games. I've enjoyed all of his games. Like, I played Death Stranding when it came out on PlayStation, absolutely hated it, but it became one of my favorite games and the first game that I beat from beginning to end on my Steam Deck. Like, it was a fantastic experience. So
is it funny how that works, right? Like, you'll
Right?
play it somewhere else, but then the moment you get it in a handheld, it's like you finally complete it. Like, oh man,
Bro,
I've
it
completed
like
a lot of my backlog. I mean, not enough, clearly, but I've completed a bunch of games on my handheld that I never thought I would get through.
It's so funny.
And like, that's another thing that I think a lot of people like sleep on, is that like with a handheld, you all of a sudden you can go through so much more of your backlog, especially on something that, you know, even in today's day and age, like a Steam Deck, like I could sit there and like, you know, play whatever. And if it came out, you know, a few years ago or later, and it's been sitting there waiting for me to play it, I can play it just fine. So yeah, man, like it's weird because I don't really pre-order as much as I used to. I've been buying less physical collector's edition stuff, and like the games that I have on PlayStation 5 are just there's not that much. And then when the PS5 Pro came out, I was like, this isn't enough for me to like buy a PlayStation 5 Pro at that price point. Like, I'd rather just buy something like, you know, an Ally X and take that with me and be able to play wherever I want. It's more or less the same price, but I'm able to get much more flexibility out of it, right?
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm just, you know, different than like the average people, because like sometimes people, they'll be like, well dude, like you get so much more graphics, you get more frames, and it's on the big screen TV and all this and that. But I don't know, man. Like,
that's what you tell them, like you have a PC.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm just like, I could sit here and I could emulate games if I want to. If it's 120 hertz refresh rate, I can do black frame insertion, which is fantastic. Like, there's so many things that you can do with like a handheld or just a PC in general that, you know, and don't get me wrong, like, bro, real talk, like I sit here and I work all the time. Sometimes I don't want to sit here and play because I've been here all day. Sometimes I just want to go someplace else on the house, like in my couch or like in bed or whatever, and just take a handheld. Sometimes I'll stream things to my handheld if, like, you know, I really want to get something really pretty like Monster Hunter Wilds that isn't working because of crazy patches and stuff like that. You know, it really just depends, bro. Like, sometimes I just want to, you know, play games and enjoy my time with it, you know? So, but
hey,
yeah,
here's a
I
question.
hope
Do you
that
guys
physical media
miss the
doesn't
days
die.
when you bought a game, there was no updates,
no patches,
like,
no
the game.
updates.
There was no patches, like
revision,
no
DLC,
beta
tester,
no DLC, no nothing. Yeah,
dude, they had to sell it to you complete.
Oh my god.
God.
Nintendo's getting flack because they already announced a DLC for that new Pokemon game that hasn't even launched yet.
The ZA Legends, ridiculous, man.
They have,
you can buy
a DLC
both,
for
right?
you. Yeah, you can buy both.
Buy both.
Yeah. It's just, but it's not included. That's insane,
bro. But this is what I was talking about, like earlier, like about how like Iwata was like when Nintendo had like Iwata there, it was a completely different way of like running the company and, you know, giving games to gamers. Now it's so corpo. It just feels you know.
It's
eventually they had to crack up because eventually they were going to do what everybody else in the industry does. Everybody else in the industry does it. They plan around. You release the game, and then you get the team to continue to develop assets afterwards, and it's all part of the plan. But I miss the days when a game felt like, again, it was complete. You didn't have to patch it. It was done. And then, we still have this engine, and we're going to go work on this after we ship the game. Like, it's just, the pipelining is different now, right? They always plan for DLC.
And if I'm being honest, I'm thinking about it. I told you earlier, I'm a huge fan of Destiny. Destiny does it. I pay $100 for a game and all the DLC and expansion that I'd be paying $20 for later on instead of just releasing it at launch, right? So, it's that's pretty nuts to me. I don't know.
I mean,
it started
crazy,
with that whole live service model, right? Like,
that's what I was gonna say. Is that like it started with live services and stuff like that, and what, you know, you look at things like Minecraft, you look at things that like Roblox, and like those games, they're less about, you know, or even Fortnite. It's like less about the actual game itself. Like, the loop has to be good. The gameplay loop has to be fantastic, and the mechanics have to be good as well. But it's more of like creating a social experience where other people can go ahead and join in with you. And it's kind of like, you know, Halo 3 back in the day. Like you would hop on Xbox 360, you would like play with all your friends, and like it would be kind of like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and play this game together, hang out on like a Friday night or like whatever, a Monday night after the game, and you know, we'll just chill. What a lot of people have been trying to create, and Concord was a good example of that, was a game that is going to be kind of like a hub for people to hang out. They want to create the next Roblox. They want to create the next Fortnite or the next whatever. And unfortunately, like, I think that time is done. Like, there was this huge article that was published by the name escapes me, but it was this guy who's been in the industry for years, and he's like, the way that you look at it, the model of traditional game development is in a bubble and eventually will pop because of the amount of money that's going in versus the amount of money that's going out. And at this point, we're getting less games this generation that are exclusive to these consoles than we did in previous years, because the publishers want to throw in enough money into it to make the swing a home run. They're no longer caring about, you know, okay, we're going to invest, you know, $500,000 into this studio. They're going to develop a game and hopefully we'll break even. It's more of like, no, we need the God of War Ragnaroks. We need The Last of Us Part 2. We have to remaster it again so that we can make even more money on top of it. Like all that stuff. And the gameplay landscape is changing because of that. I miss, like, when you would go to the store and you would find like all these indies and all of these like other games that have come out, and you're just like, I don't know what this is, but the cover of this game sold me on it. And then I read the back and the story was dope. So I'm going to go ahead and pay, you know, 40, 50, 60 bucks to play this game because this is good. You know, it's a completely different, you know, it's different now, man.
The B tier games are done. Right? You kind of get this mix between indie and like the AAA. And if you don't make it as a AAA, your studio's toast.
Yeah.
Too funny. I'm gonna.
Funlife says that, like, I don't know if you guys read this, but game devs can't afford it to be exclusive anymore. Final Fantasy 16 is a perfect example of a failure due to exclusivity. I would both. I agree from like a business perspective, but stats, if you look at the stats that Final Fantasy 7 Remake had with the release of the game on Xbox and the sales that were generated from that, tells you that there's not an audience for that on Xbox. But if you look at the sales on PC, there's an audience for that on PC. I think what PlayStation exclusives need to do is that they need to realize that there is a world, or of, well, not a world, but an audience there that wants to go ahead and buy those games on PC. But I do agree that Final Fantasy 16 sales are, you know, something to consider. At the same time, Square Enix as a publisher, they're never satisfied. There has not been a game that has been released as of late where they're like, we were happy with the results. Whereas you have something like Expedition 33 that will go ahead and say, guys, we sold 3 million units. Let's freaking go. Like, this is fantastic. Yeah. And then Final Fantasy 16 within the same, you know, news line says, hey, we sold, I don't know, like 6 million units. It wasn't enough. We were, you know, dissatisfied with everything. It's just, I don't know. It's corpo. And there needs to be an alignment on things, you know. At least that's how I see it.
No. To add to it, just on a little side note, is that one thing that I am happy to see, especially as a PC gamer, is so many of the exclusives coming over to the PC world, right? Like the God of War Ragnaroks, like the Horizons, the Last of Us, the you know, whatever Xbox is working on. They don't have that much exclusives anymore.
Bro, they're not doing any of this.
An Xbox. Everything's an Xbox.
Everything.
You're right. Everything's an Xbox.
I don't think you'll see a console Xbox exclusive anymore. Right? I just like at that point it's just a box that plays Xbox games that goes on your TV. Just putting a Windows computer under your TV is still a huge pain.
My gosh.
I mean, I think honestly, like their product is no longer the console. The product is the software and the service of Xbox Game Pass. That's it.
I do have to drop right now, guys. So I'll be tuning into the show. But Rudy, it's good hanging out with you.
Yeah, man.
Good night, brother.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Michael. See you later, dude.
Hey, Rudy.
What's up?
Tell me, and I think I know the answer, but what's your all-time favorite gaming device? Is it a console? Is it a handheld? All time.
Oh,
it doesn't have to be a
shoot.
handheld. The one
Oh
that you.
man,
So
that's a tough one. That's a tough one because like if I look back at like history and like the amount of time that I spent on things, like
Mhm.
probably the 3DS, I would say, like in terms of like how much time I put into things. But I'll be honest with you, bro, like PS3 era was like my first like, oh, I finally have a job, like I can actually buy my own games, and that's like the biggest chunk of like my library. So like if I'm being 100% honest with you, I spent more time on my PS3 more than like anything else. But if I were to pick my favorite device, it would probably be like the 3DS, man. There was so much like crazy stuff that was there that you could like do with it, and like all different games that you can play. But
see,
man,
Matt
that's
missed
tough.
that whole bubble, dude. Matt, that's why he's looking
Really?
like
So,
that.
okay,
He's like,
so-
damn
okay,
it, was it
so-
that
okay,
good? Damn it.
you missed some of the context, Rudy. I'm 50, so
You're
when that
50.
one- I'm 50, so I'll be 50 in December.
Really?
So, yeah, man. I know I'm sexy as hell.
He
right?
thought,
I
see,
get it.
he's
So-
like, dude, I thought you were
Bro.
100.
Yeah. So around that time, I was in college and I was chasing after, the woman who's now my wife, right? So
Yeah.
I was gaming casually, but I was more chasing, my wife and stuff, and those were that's kind of a thing that I missed that. So now if you said Super Nintendo, I would have been like, blah, 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 you know what I mean? It just So for me,
Well,
if we
Super
go
Nintendo
back,
was solid too, bro. I was just too poor to
Yeah.
afford games back then, man.
oh god. So for me, we go back.
Oh,
it's gonna be
3DS
something
was
like that.
solid, dude. Like there were
Yeah.
so many good titles on 3D. I
I'm-
tell Matt all the time, like that was an era that he missed. That is like really good games, like
So
really good
I-
games.
I'm going through now.
ton
So
of them.
I underappreciated the 3DS. I also underappreciated GBA. And Tula got me on
GBA is
GBA.
another
and
one, man.
I'm completely obsessed with GBA now. Like, and my preference is 3x2 aspect ratio devices. And
There
I'm
you
playing GBA, and I'm completely obsessed with GBA now. I can't tell you how much stuff I've played, and it's just like, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody said GBA is basically a souped up SNES on the go, right?
Yeah, 100%. What's your favorite GBA game right now?
Of right now, what I'm actually really enjoying a lot is Scourge Hive. It was actually a
Okay.
game that TechDweeb recommended. It's a Metroidvania. I love that's my primary thing is Metroidvania. But ultimately, like super all-time favorite is probably gonna be either Alien Hominid or Metroid Fusion.
Okay, cool.
I've played through both of those multiple times. So I've enjoyed them a ton. Just how pretty they are, how fun they are to pick up and play. Just that I love them. So but
man.
I don't know.
If
I never
if
got
you
into
ever get a
Advance
chance-
Force. I never got into
You
Advance
should
Force.
play Golden Sun. You should play Golden Sun. Golden Sun is
Yeah?
absolutely man. Like if you like RPGs,
I've
like
heard that from
it's
so many people.
Have you played Golden Sun, Tula?
Dude, it's like Golden Sun, freaking Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, even though technically there are better versions of it. There's plenty of Final Fantasies that are on there. Metroid Fusion was fantastic. Zero Mission was fantastic as well. Freaking I played so much stuff. I mean, I remember playing, what was it? It was Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku 2. And I freaking loved it, man. Like, I don't know if you guys watched DBZ, man, but it was freaking dope. Like, it covered the entire like Spell Saga. So good.
Ask me about Transformers and He-Man and G.I. Joe. I'm down.
Yeah, that's your era. That's your era. 100%.
Dude, we were having a podcast with Clef, and like we're trying to wrap it up, right? We're getting to that time where it's time to wrap it up. And Matt's like, wait, I gotta share something so exciting with you guys. And he brings it up on screen, and like we're all sitting there, stale face. He's cheesing from ear to ear, so excited. And dude, what was the game, Matt? I can't even remember.
It's a He-Man game. They're coming out with a
He-Man
game.
Yeah.
And it looks
so
it's like Ninja Turtles, but with He-Man characters. Oh, dude,
that's kind of dope, though.
Hey, back to the question of the day. I am pre-ordering that digital game. I am pre-ordering the shit out of that game, dude.
Dude,
that's really funny.
That's good. That's good.
So I have a question for you, Rudy. What is
What's up, man?
your favorite game genre? And what is the game that you've spent the most time playing just throughout the year?
Oh shit, man. Favorite game genre? I would say like action adventure, but I feel like that's kind of like a cop out because I feel like there's so many games that like fall into that. Metroidvania is good times, but I love RPGs, JRPGs, like, and it's weird because like so going back to like that PS3 era, like I remember I put in like hundreds of hours into Dark Souls, like when it first came out. So like Demon Souls came out, and like I told my friends, I was like, bro, like you gotta play this game. This is fantastic. And they were like, what? Like, no way. And I'm just like, screw it. I'm buying you copies. You guys are all playing. We're gonna have a good time. And like now they love it. Like they're always like Elden Ring, funny. Like all that stuff. Like the first night, like that's one that they actually pre-order. But like, I don't know, man. Like there's so many games that I play because I'm the type of person where I'm like, tell me about it and I'll give it a go. Like, did you guys play Disco Elysium by any chance?
I did.
Dude, Disco Elysium is fantastic. And like that kind of like got
What is it? What is it? What type of game is it?
It's like a I would call it like a CRPG, but it's kind of like an RPG that's like a computer-based RPG where you like, but you roll the dice on things and like it's almost. Did you ever read like the Choose Your Own Adventure books when you were like a kid growing up?
Yeah, I've read some of them, a little bit.
So it's kind of like that, man, where you have like stats and stuff. So
you're saying I don't know how to read, man?
Yeah, that you're a picture book guy. That's what I'm saying.
You're a picture book guy.
All right.
But no, like real talk, like it's that good. You have like stats and stuff, and let's say you like come up to this guy and you're like, all right, I want to like punch this guy in the face for whatever reason. If you know your stats are too low, he's gonna go in and kick your ass. Whereas the other way around, if your stats are good, you'll be able to kick this guy's ass and like move forward. Super Mario RPG Remake is so dang good. That is fantastic, man. So good. But yeah, man, I was gonna say that like Baldur's Gate 3 is another one that I recently played, man. Absolutely fantastic. Like,
hey, so quick funny story with that is that I know people that like they weren't gamers anymore. You know, like they were like, I'm too busy, you know, I'm going to school for my doctorate or whatever, my kids, I just don't have time. And like literally came back to gaming for Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes.
Like built PCs for Baldur's Gate 3. Like
worth it,
dude,
man. Like my wife and I, we were like going through it so damn good because you can do like group playthroughs, bro. Fire,
and dude, they have so many crazy mods and stuff. Like, hey, some of those people in that game creep me out. Like some of those players are kind of like a little extreme, dude. Like they're doing funky stuff in there, dude. Like,
oh yeah,
man. I'm saved, man. I can't be in this lobby.
Oh man. But yeah, man, I play everything. I try to give everything a little bit of love just because you never know what you're going to enjoy. Like and you know, sometimes the like games, like developers, they'll like send me stuff. Like I got a key for Chronos: The New Dawn. I don't know. Do you guys like Resident Evil and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I love those.
It's like a love letter to like Dead Space and Resident Evil. Oh man, dude, Requiem is gonna be so badass, man. Like I'm so excited for that.
Excited, dude. Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of like different games that are coming out, and there's just I don't know how people do it. Like the video game journalists and reviewers, like how the hell do they play through all that, man? Like I don't got the time for that. I've literally only played, I think, Expedition 33, a little bit of Metaphor Fantasio, and like that's it. And Silksong, like everything else that I played here and there has been to like try out.
Blew my mind. Like,
dude,
bro,
I only played for like an hour and then put it down. I didn't give it a chance.
I was late to the party. Like I'll say that I was late to the party, and I'm not like I play Pokemon, right? But I'm not a turn-based guy. You know, Pokemon is my extent of turn-based. Like that's it. And so when I first started it, you know, it was just like everybody's talking about it so much. I have to see what's going on. And I started it, and the story is so deep. Like the characters, like their back. I don't want to spoil it for people. Like their backgrounds, their just everything, dude. Even the turn-based, like being able to parry and dodge and do all this stuff in the middle of the move sets. It is such a good game, and figuring out like, oh, what elements work toward what enemies, and it's just such a good game, man. I was mind blown by that game. Like I literally I explained it to a friend while I was playing it, and they were like, you know, why like they were wanting me to play something else. I was like, I can't, dude. I'm on Expedition 33. They're like, dude, come on, like play whatever. I don't remember what it was, Destiny or something. And I was like, I can't, dude. Expedition 33. I was like, you don't understand. It's like a book you're reading. And like every night when you put down the book, the next morning you cannot wait to open it to see what's happening next. Like you need to know. You want to know like what's gonna happen. You're right. And that's how it felt the entire playthrough of Expedition 33. Is like, what's next? What's gonna happen? Like, oh, dude, it was such a good time, man. Very, very impressed with that game.
I think, you know, I got a key sent from the developers before it was released. I don't do, by the way, I don't do video game reviews. Like I do like I'll do like tests on like a handheld, and I'll be like, hey, it runs like this or whatever. Like this is coming out, this is how it runs. Once the embargo lifts, like I have that, like at least like a YouTube short. And they sent it to me, and it starts right at like when Gustav, right when he like wakes up after like, you know, the first big moment. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
But it's just like,
no, I got you.
Big moment that like happens.
Yeah,
and he like wakes up and he's just like, okay, I gotta find people. And like that moment, I was like, what the heck is going on? But it ran really well on the Steamdeck, so I was intrigued. And I told my wife about it. My wife has like put in 120 hours into it. Like I've put in like around 130 hours into the game too. But like I see Pun Live, he said, is Expedition 33 that good, or she? I don't know. But like the reason why it's so
makes
good,
the hype sticks like really good second aftermarket sticks for your handhelds. Phenomenal products, dude.
Nice.
Shout out Pun Live. Great sticks, dude.
Nice. But yeah, the reason why the game is so good is like, first, like the story behind it is miraculous. You're talking about an ex Ubisoft developer that got a friend that he was working with. They were working on like gacha mobile games over there. So like they were like, you know, pencil pushers essentially. They were not satisfied with what they were doing. So they were like, you know what? I'm out. I'm going to go ahead and do my own thing. And he took this guy. And then, you know, he found somebody on SoundCloud who became the composer. And then somebody on Reddit became the main writer. And like they just kept on building and building and building this team. And the team was like big enough to where they could actually make the game that they did using UE5 that actually runs well. Like that's one of the few UE5 games that run well this generation. And then they were nimble enough to be able to like just be like, hey, you know what? Like I have this idea. Let me talk to this person, see if they can go ahead and do it. It's just like, oh, you can do it? Great. Awesome. And like that's it. There's no like chain of command that you have to go through to make a tweak like how a bottle looks in the game. So they were very nimble. And then, you know, you have this amazing story, amazing cast. Like they got Charlie Cox from freaking Daredevil to come in and voice Gustav. And then freaking, oh my God, what's the guy's name? Andy Serkis, who voices one of the characters too, the guy that plays Gollum. So like all these like huge like characters and everything like coming in together to create this magnum opus. And I'm like getting chills just talking about it because like,
dude, I'm getting chills listening to you because everything you're saying
I kind of want to play it now.
It's spot on what you're saying.
Please, bro, like just play the game, get past like the prologue and get into like the story. And I promise you, man, they're making a movie on it. The movie was like because the story is so good.
Nice, dude.
Bro, they penned that deal before they even launched the game. It was so
good.
I
did see that they released a vinyl for the music. And I
saw that too, like,
dude, it's the only game that I've ever purposely made sure that I collected every track so that I could play it in my camp because the music is so good. Like I never waste my time like, oh yeah, I need to get all the tracks and all of this stuff. I'm not a completionist, right? Like I beat the game, I'm good. no,
Yeah.
in this game it's so different, dude. Like you want everything. Like, dude, like,
There's
you may
so
not
much.
have to go this way, but I'm gonna go. I want to see what's
Yeah.
over here. What can I collect? You know, like, man, it's such a great game.
I still haven't
Very,
installed on
very
my
good game.
PC. I'm looking now. I'll try it. I'll try
Do it, man.
You guys are pushing.
Do it.
You guys are pushing. Um,
Yep.
so let's talk real quick about something we talked about earlier when we were talking about Borderlands 4. You were asking about the frame rates and stuff, and when I said that I didn't care about that, you made a face. I caught that. Tell me what you're thinking about that. I know that Randy Patchford has gotten a lot of slack. I feel like he's gotten it because he can't shut his mouth and he says stupid shit to people that critique. You're in the media industry. You're gonna make games. People are gonna run their mouths. You shouldn't be running your mouth in response to it. You know, somebody was talking to him about the frame rates the other day, and his response is, "Well, contact Steam and get a refund." You know, DLSS is just how it is. That was his response. And I know Too Loud, that makes him cringe because we've had conversations about DLS and how he doesn't approve of it. And because it makes him nuts because, like I told you earlier, I'm like, listen, as long as the game runs and I have fun, I'm good. But I know, like, you know, you don't see it. He's got a hat on, but there's a vein pulsing in the middle of his forehead right now after I said that. Right? So, you know.
It's not that I don't like DLS. I don't like a game not being optimized enough to run without DLSS. Like DLSS should be like a plus. It shouldn't be like a requirement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my issue. Is I don't want to get to a place to where like FSR and DLSS is a requirement to run the game. Like polish and optimize the game enough to where like I'm using this for a buffer, for extra.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I that's my thing, right? I because for me it's about, you know, what am I gonna get rasterization wise, right? Like if I'm not using FSR, if I'm not like, I don't want that to become an industry standard, is what it is because I think that's a bad bar. Like it just is, dude. Because FSR and DLSS is only gonna do so much, right? And I don't know. I just don't think that I love the features. Like, is it awesome to like play a game on one of my handhelds and get 40 frames and now turn on FSR and get 65, 75 frames? Yeah, it's phenomenal, right? But I want the game to be good enough to give me that 30 frames to begin with, right? Like, because if I don't have at least a good baseline, then the rest of it is shit. So I mean, like Monster Hunter was one. Monster Hunter was one of the ones that did the same thing. It was like, it was poorly optimized ass game, you know. And it was like, oh no, like if you looked at the release notes of the game, the requirements were FSR or DLSS. It was a requirement, and that immediately to me screamed out like, this game is gonna run like shit. Like, it's just what it is. So 100%. No, I don't like that being a requirement.
No, I agree that like there should, like, that shouldn't be the requirement for it, right? The only space where I see that being a benefit is in the laptop space more than anything else, and maybe PC handhelds if you were to even consider that, because like with laptops you're limited to how much wattage you can push into your hardware. So the moment that, you know, you're like, okay, well, like you look at GPUs what 5-7 years ago, you only needed like 150 watts or something like that to like run it. Now with like a 5090, like you need what, like 675 watts, I think it was, or 575, I forgot, but like you need like, you know, 5-6 times more wattage in order to get things running, right? So like when I look at it, I'm like, well, you know, I'm not going to be able to do that much with what I have. Now, what I don't think, like, this is why Expedition 33 kind of like blew my mind, because it was a UE5 game that actually ran really well. There have been other UE5 games that have come out that have not run well at all. Monster Hunter Wilds, you know, with the RE engine, like, that's the same engine that was there for Devil May Cry 5, or not Devil May Cry. Actually, no, I think they did use it for Devil May Cry 5. They used it for Biohazard, like they used it for Village. They, you know, all of like the big Capcom games, that's what they've used. And all of those are linear games that are not open world. So they're good at that engine is good at handling resources in a closed environment. The moment that you expand that into an open world, all of a sudden the amount of like resources that it takes to run that engine and keep everything running smoothly just explodes. That's why there's popping. That's why the frame rate was crap. That's why like you essentially had to run it at the lowest settings possible and hope for the best. Like I have a 3080 here on my PC, and like that's enough for me to do the work that I need to do. But to play games, like I needed to finagle some stuff with like OptiScaler in order to get Monster Hunter Wilds running on this thing. What I think the big problem is,
and the 3080 is not a slouch. That's the thing, right?
No,
it's
man.
not a slouch of a card at all, you know.
No,
so
man, it's
to have to
solid.
tweak with OptiScaler is kind of crazy, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying, dude. So like, you know, that is, you know, a very, it's just not good optimization at all. And like that's kind of like where it comes down to it, where like a lot of these developers, they're like, you know, we're gonna go ahead and just say screw it, we're gonna ship the game out, we're gonna, you know, fix it in post essentially. And then at the end of the day, when you have somebody that's playing a game, the frame rate's gonna be crap. And then the developer's gonna say, well, just turn on frame generation and you'll get over 60 FPS, you'll be fine. That to me is that's not a solution, because you introduce input lag with that as well. So I don't know. It's a whole different like ball game, man. Like I would personally like a game that runs and, you know, is able to hit the, like I remember I had an RX 580, an AMD RX 580, and I ran that to the ground. I had the MSI Twin Frozer 2 Turbo, whatever, and I had that for like almost 11 years before I was like, okay, now it's time for me to like upgrade to like something else. And that's when I was like, okay,
my daughter still uses my RX 580. I have RX 580 Asus Strix because she only plays Fortnite and Roblox, and like that thing runs 1080p Fortnite and Roblox, no problem. She's playing Roblox. I mean Fortnite. I think she's getting just under 200 FPS on 1080p. Like RX 580, old card.
580 was the first card we built a VR machine for my kids to play Steam VR.
Wow.
Yeah. Because remember they advertised
that card was a
VR
monster,
ready.
dude.
Yeah. Advertised this as VR ready. So that is awesome. So you're good with Borderlands then? That's what you're saying?
Me?
I'm teasing you.
I like, dude. I don't own it. Let me put it to you like this. One of my buddies, he works at EA. He's in charge of like the Madden stuff and the what's the other one? The college one. I forgot like the name of it, but it used to be NCAA.
Oh,
and now
NCAA
it's like,
or something like that.
Yeah. It used to, like the NCAA, like he's in charge of like the management team of all that, and like he would always try to convince me to play Borderlands. I played Borderlands 2. I was like, Borderlands 3, I played it for like, you know, a few minutes. I was like, it's the same thing. Borderlands 4 looks like the same thing to me. And like
this guy's killing me. He's like hurting my heart, man.
Bro, real talk. I played Destiny 1 to like the brim. Absolutely loved it. The only reason I even tried Destiny 2 was because my PlayStation died. So I got a PlayStation White Pro Edition, the PlayStation 4, and that came with Destiny 2. And I booted it up and I was like, all right, I'll do a little bit of the campaign. This ain't that bad. Like, it's cool. But like for me, like it felt like the same thing. And I was like, okay, I'm not buying more into this. And that's when I literally stepped away from like FPS games like that, like looter shooters or like CODs and things like that. I'm just like, this feels like the same thing over and over again. And unless you're there at the beginning and you get a huge lead above everyone else that comes midway through the generation or midway through the cycle, it's not worth it. So I was like, I'm just going to let this go. Borderlands 4 it doesn't sell me, man. Like I see all of the issues that are happening, the way that Randy is handling like all that shit, like nah, not my cup of tea. He's not like, if somebody tells you, if you make something, like I get it, if you make something and you put in a lot of work and a lot of effort and somebody tells you that it's shit, then yeah, I get it. I understand why.
You're in this industry for a long time. He needs to handle that better.
100%.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's 100%. A way to handle it, right? Like turn into a middle schooler all of a sudden.
Yeah,
right. No
joke.
Also, I just wanted to say while because you said NCAA, the kid that's right in the middle of that cover is somebody that I grew up with, son Travis Hunter. They're his father's from Boynton Beach in West Palm, and in Florida. And I mean, I won't get too deep into it, but yeah, his father was a great athlete, so I wasn't surprised when I saw how far the son made it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's
That's awesome.
Hey, I'm taking a different direction real quick, Rudy. Before we start wrapping up, I have to ask.
What's up?
Every guest, we ask them what kind of beans they like. They pick pintos or black beans because Too Loud has shitty tasting beans. And although I have a feeling this guy's gonna hurt my heart because he's been doing it all night, but I've been on a roll. But I have a feeling, because I said we gotta have Baldy Rudy on. That's my dude, right? And he's just been freaking killing me all night. So
it's all love.
Pintos
man.
are black
it's
beans, brother. Pintos are black beans.
I can only choose between those two. Just
Yep.
Yeah, only those two. Yeah.
Only those
black beans. Black beans.
Yeah.
Black beans.
Yeah.
Let's be real, man. Let's like we call him.
Where's the eject button? Too loud. Where's the eject button?
You don't got no eject button. Oh, hold on. I think I just found it. Hold on. What's up, Rudy?
Bastard.
Oh my god. No,
dude.
frijoles, like they're like king, delicious.
Man. Come on, dude.
Yeah, man. They're delicious.
God. What do you got for him? I got one more question for him, Too Loud. But what do you got for him?
But no, I mean, bro, when it's a good vibes, I could keep going all night. So I'm gonna go ahead and just allow it to wrap up. If you want to ask him whatever you want to ask him, I mean,
what's your
just
favorite
the
piece
general
of tech?
stuff.
Right. What's your favorite piece of tech? That's not a handheld. That's not a game.
That's not a handheld.
Yeah.
Does it have to be gaming related or no?
No,
nope.
It could be anything you want, bro. As long as it's not like something that needs batteries and vibrates, I don't care.
No. That's for another pod.
It's for another cast.
Yeah, that's another podcast. But shit, man, that's a pretty good question. That's not gaming related. But my favorite piece of tech, man, that could literally be anything. Because I mean, to me, I think Wi-Fi is fucking magic. Like, I think Wi-Fi is fantastic.
Right,
but if it's like gaming related, like, I mean, I don't know, wireless controllers, like wireless tech in general. Like, I'm just like, yo, like that's so cool. Because I grew up in a time where we had wires connected to like everything.
Dude. Your sibling walk by and kick your remote out of the console, like freaking wired. Dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Gamers Generation talks about like display glasses. I actually have some that are like they like sent me this for like a review. They're like I forgot the name of the company, but it's like
the X-Reels,
these like things. Yeah, no.
Gamers Generation is huge into those, man. He's always
Ranios. These are Ranios. And like man, like once you review one, like they're gonna all want to send them your way. But that's like cool shit, man. Like if you can do like a 3D like display and like you have like this whole like AR experience where you have screens like different. It's like freaking what's it called, the Apple Pro Vision, like or Vision Pro. Yep, that's like cool, but it's like that's fucking expensive. That's like
so expensive. Like, yeah,
$3,000, $3,500, and
I think they're like $3,500 or something nuts like that.
Yeah, that was a big fail on their part. But yeah, no, man, like that. I mean, I just like I'm sitting in like there's a 3D printer that's like over here that I think is pretty dope. Like
3D printers are fire.
Yeah, bro, because it's like literally, and my wife was like, "Why are you gonna buy that?" I'm like, "Imagine something breaks and I can just print it out for you." Like,
dude.
Boom. There you go. It's done.
What a nerd, man. What a nerd.
I know. I love it.
Oh my God.
Says Matt with a whole wall of filament. Like he literally has the Micro Center shelf of filament in his home.
No shit.
Like, dude.
Oh man.
I'm looking now. I have like I think when I looked the other day, I have like 64 rolls of filament on my wall. I have a rack that I 3D printed. I'm a nerd.
That's a big rack.
It's
a big rack.
It's stacked. It's stacked. You guys are going to hell, both of you.
Well, actually, really quick, because you asked him, and now I feel like I want to answer that question. I actually will be having a review coming here shortly. My current favorite piece of tech that is not a gaming handheld or gaming related is actually the Model Y, dude. The
Yeah?
2026 Model Y. Yeah, dude.
Are you gonna make a video on it?
I am.
Legit.
We're going to pick it up tomorrow. In Kansas City. Dude, there's something about that full self-driving. It is so phenomenal. Like
it makes me nervous, man. It makes me nervous, the idea of it, man.
You'll be fine.
Like hands very close to the wheel just in case I have to correct it. Like first 20 minutes or so. And then after a while, I see it going around roundabouts and getting over when it needs to get over, merging when it needs to merge. Like, I'm like, dude, this thing drives better than me. Like, it's amazing. It's so good. And the whole time, it's literally like mapping out everything you're driving past on the screen. You can see it. It's mapping out everything on the roadway, off the roadway, street signs, people. Like, phenomenal, dude. Like, bro, we stepped out of Walmart and summoned it, and it came and picked us up from the front door. Like, dude, this is amazing. It's like a chauffeur. It's like a chauffeur. Like, it's raining outside. Let me summon the Tesla real quick.
Man,
like,
insane.
It's so cool, bro. And then a big like, at least on my behalf, a misconception that I had was that I thought these things were like freaking stupid price. Like, I was like, no, they gotta be expensive. I've never looked, right? Bro, Model Y right now with the $7,500 tax credit, you can get the dual motor all-wheel drive for like 40 G's. Like,
that's not bad.
Insane.
No,
that's insane to me, dude. Like, I mean, 40 G's is a lot of money still, right? But I mean, when you compare it to the market of cars, it's not that bad. It's really, I mean, my truck, and I'm not gonna get into it, but that's money. Like, like, dude, man. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'll be doing a review on it. Probably play some handhelds, let the car drive me. And
I just can't trust it. I'd rather do the Rudy route and get a driver and just have somebody drive me around.
Bro, I'm not that fancy.
He sent me a picture earlier. He was stuck in traffic and he had like a T and his pinky in the air and a little finger sandwich while he was sitting in traffic. You know, that's the route I want to go.
Dude, look, my buddy just got back from a 40-hour road trip and didn't drive at all. And
that's crazy to me.
Not 1 minute of 40 hours. It was 20 hours there, 20 hours back. Literally, I was like, dude, I might drive this thing to CES. Like, or I might have it drive me to CES. Like, man, amazing, bro.
So
amazing.
What happens if you're in that thing in the front seat and you fall asleep? Will you get pulled over, or the cop's gonna be like, hey, you gotta be awake while the car's driving, or like what's the
I don't know. I tint my windows illegally, so I wouldn't know how that goes.
There you go.
I can't even see people crossing the crosswalk through my tint. So I have to like roll my window down and look like, oh, okay, you're there. Like, no. You know, whatever, dude. Gosh. It's cool. It's a very cool piece of tech, and I think, like, you know, it's only improving more and more. And they have actually, talking about AI, they actually got Grok in there now, so really cool. You can talk to Grok, bro. You can have Grok read you a story while you're riding. Like, dude, this is insane. The future is a double-edged sword. It's scary and awesome in the same time, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
You looking forward to any handhelds?
Rudy? Oh yeah, go ahead.
What's up?
Any handhelds you looking forward to?
I just want the Xbox Ally X in my hands. I want to like try it out and compare it to like some of the other stuff that I have. And then I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the handheld scene, like in general, for like the X86, it's like they're going the laptop route, which is like, let's go ahead and do like, you know, and we saw it with the Legion Go. Like, we're gonna give you 4 different versions of the Legion Go S. One is like, or 2 of them are with Windows, 2 of them are with SteamOS. One has the Z2A or the Z2, and then the other one has the Z2 Extreme. And like, when you go to the store and you're like, I want a Legion Go S, people are like, well, which one? There's like a bunch of different models. And then you have to know about all like the specs and everything. Which, to be fair, like if you're looking for a Legion Go S, you should know. But there's no need to make it more difficult than what it already is, right? I think that what manufacturers need to do is they need to realize that like the Steam Deck was successful for like a lot of reasons, but the main one was like the price point and the fact that it was the same APU across the board, no matter what. It was just different features that were there that weren't tied to the actual performance of the handheld. So if you want, you know, the big specs and all of the bells and whistles, then you can pay for it, but that's not going to hinder your experience. If you're like, you know what, I can't afford all that, but I can afford this, pay, you know, a couple $100 less and still be able to get the same amount of experience. So
Right.
I don't know. It's a whole different like ball game, man. Like but I don't know, man. Like, you know that there's going to be.
Have you seen the orange pie, Rudy?
Yeah. I saw it. So, man, I freaking missed it. It was over at freaking it was at Computex 2 years ago, and it was super like hush hush, like super hush hush, and I missed it by 1 day. So, like, I know a couple of guys. We all went over there to Taiwan, and like one guy was like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna stay like a couple extra days or whatever, maybe sightsee a little bit." I could only stay like or I left 1 day early, and then he was like sending me pictures like, dude, like check this out, blah 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 blah, and like the orange pie seems legit. I want to get my hands on it and see how the performance is, you know.
I'm excited about that. 7840U with Manjaro for $550. That seems incredible. And touchpads, that seems incredible. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Take my money.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm with you. I hadn't thought about the perspective of how many freaking SKUs there are on the Legion OS. Dude, I didn't think about that at all. And the same, you know, the Ally Xbox Ally, there's only 2.
And it's confusing. You know, imagine like being somebody who's not in the know. You're looking at this thing like, oh, this one has a Z2E, this one has a Z1 Extreme. The Z2 is a higher number, so it should be better than the Z1, right? Like, and like, no, it's not. Like, dude, it's just like, oh man, such a confusing, convoluted ass lineup, bro. Like,
and you know what's interesting about that is that there, you know what only has one SKU, right?
No.
MSI Claw.
Hold on a minute, real quick. I think we lost them, so
bastard kicked me out. Oh god, yeah,
dude,
yeah.
Hey,
I get it.
Hey, Rudy, this has been a blast, dude. Really appreciate you. I love the fact that you're a black beans guy. Screw that guy Matt and his sorry pinto beans. And no, just kidding, man. I love Matt. Man, so what do you have coming up? Like the closest? Like, what are you working on right now? Where can people find you? And like. Yeah, basically that's it. Are you on any social medias and things like that as well?
I'm on every social media platform, so it's everything except OnlyFans. That's the only thing that I haven't like claimed on.
Oh, but dude, you're missing out, bro.
I know, man. I know. Like that's the one thing that I'm kind of like, maybe I don't know, but I don't know how well like my feet pics are gonna sell on there, man. Like let's be real.
Man. Toe pics anonymous.
Yeah, bro, you'll be surprised, man.
Oh man, but no, like it's like real talk. Freaking, I'm at Baldly Rudy everywhere. So like, I don't know if it's like here or there, like right there, that little thing.
And it's in the bottom of it. It's in the description for the episode. It's in there too.
Definitely, man. And like it's as far as like content and everything like that, like I think the first thing that I'm gonna do is probably unbox this guy, get the MSI Claw 8 AI, and, run the latest like update, see how it runs on things, test some games out, and then after that I got to test out that laptop, man. Like that was my main editing laptop for the past 3.5 months. Like literally everything that I did for like my day job, for the channel, literally everything. I took it with me to London, took it with me to France, took it with me to like all these different countries while I was traveling for work, and that is the thing that kept me afloat. So it is what it is. But yeah, you can find me everywhere. Baldy Rudy.
Awesome.
And Gamers Generation said bald pics or unsub.
Is that
means he'll slide in your DMs? That's what that means.
Oh my God. That clothing sent you, is that the Arctic White or is that the sandstone?
No, this is the sandstone. Like unless they swapped it out. I mean, they know that like this is a long-term review unit, so I haven't opened it, so I don't know if they like swapped it out or if it's the same one. But it says here shipment with adapter replace button board. So I'm guessing it's the same one.
Okay, yeah, all right. So
And why the heck is this Canada? Oh, Canada Court in California. So yeah, I don't know. We'll
get that
see.
video out. I want to see the performance improvement. See if I need to.
Bro, I've been slacking on my Mac, and when it comes to that, bro, I haven't posted a video in like almost 2.5, 3 weeks. This has been working, man. Work's freaking takes too much time. Yeah, August 29th was the last one that I posted. So work. Gotta pay them bills,
We all got
bro.
lives, you know. Yeah, we all got lives.
Yeah.
So
man.
this has been a blast, Rudy. Maybe we could DM later and talk about like just kicking Matt out of here and just making you a permanent.
You guys want to DM about ball picks and whatever it is you guys are in? Have at it, bro.
Black bean recipes. That's what we're going to talk about. Black bean recipes.
Oh man, phenomenal! Oh, dude.
We'll talk about that.
Hey, well, now that he's gone, we appreciate everybody for being here. It has been a blast. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Feed the algorithm. We really appreciate you guys. We'll be back next week where we have a special guest. Probably, I would say he has to be at least as special as Baldy Rudy. That's my friend Tech Dweeb. So we'll have Tech Dweeb on next week, and that should be super exciting. And thank y'all. Catch y'all later. It's been fun.
Good night.